See, I'm the best, man. I did it.
Cursed to live a life stuck between man and monster, Dinosaur Man is a stranger in a strange land filled with danger and excitement. Fighting the beast within to become a hero is no easy task. Joining him on his quest is Spaz, a cute and cunning cat person, and the beautiful Telexis, a warrior slave girl with a troubled story of her own. A cavalcade of odd, alluring, and downright evil characters awaits our heroes. Read the webtoon today on these fine platforms. You and your kids will love it.
Educated guess, I'd say that man is alive.
Come with me, see what I see. The terrible worlds that lie between. The realm observed and the realms unseen, where the dark things live while you dream. Unconditional Shove, the new horror sci-fi graphic novel anthology series, featuring 2 stories and over 80 pages of compelling, action-packed, terrifying fun. Unconditional Shove Volume 1, a graphic novel for all you lovers of the strange, macabre, and creepy things that we all know exist in the shadows of our universe. Unconditional Shove, back it today on Indiegogo.
The brave hero conquers the diabolical villain and rescues the damsel in distress. But this is real life, and in real life,
Stories don't always have happy endings. Frog G, the story of a man turned into a frog by a voodoo priestess sent on a mission to kill a god by death itself. Now our hero must roam the underworld to regain his humanity and win back the woman he loves.
Swift, fearless, deadly. These are the men of the Military Assistance Command. They do the jobs the others don't dare to. Trained in the lethal arts. You'll never see them coming. But if you're lucky, you might just hear them rocking. Now, to regain their freedom, they have to take out the Assassin Clan. that made them the Rock and Roll Ninja. Get your copy today.
Ja, 日本一
Hey, what's up, everybody? Thanks for tuning in to another weekly art jam with JBot and Friends. I got dudes in the back. I want to talk about something a little bit quick before I start rolling them out here. I got my copy of Magnificent Bastards. This is awesome. This is the first published art that I have inside a comic book, and I'm on page 1. So that's really cool. So I'm thinking maybe when I hit 150, I'll sign the inside, and we'll go ahead and give this bad boy away. Art and the coloring in it is really cool, and the story is really damn crazy. I love the back here. How it looks like one of those old school ads that you would find on the back of like smut magazines. And definitely, if you haven't checked this out, not sure if you can get it now, but definitely when this comes back right around, definitely pick this up for mature audiences only. Yeah, it's pretty bad. But anyway, we're gonna go ahead and start rolling everybody in here, so then we can go ahead and get started. 80s, what's up, buddy? Of course, JBot wants to build suspense before he pulls dudes in the back. Yeah, I gotta build it up before I jerk them in here. All right, first we're just in order of appearance. We're gonna do that. First, we have Hockey. What is up, buddy?
I feel a bit violated by being jerked.
Oh, really? Well, I just kind of yanked you in here.
G'day, everyone. I am Hockey, the ad hoc artist, most dapper man in comics, and I don't know why my picture's not showing. It's all different. Anyway, I'll bring up my screen later once we start drawing. But hello to Jason.
Hello.
Jason.
He says he might have some things going on, but it's cool that he's here, even here in the chat. You know, you're always welcome anytime. Just pop on in. Let's go ahead. Second guest in order of appearance, Mr. Billy Basco. He's a ghost.
Oh, hello.
Billy.
I just wanted to say how much more excited I am to be here than to any show that might happen like on a Tuesday or something like that, because this is where it's at. Like any obligations I may have had for anything going on Tuesday cannot even hold a candle to this show.
What a pump. I'm just glad you're here.
Way to make it feel awkward for everybody, Billy. Yeah.
I'll take whatever compliments I can get. All right. And last but not least, at least for now, Mr. Odin Dasco.
What's up, gentlemen?
What's going on? Somebody stole his sleeves.
They stole my sleeves. I never got them back. But we're here anyway.
We are here. No sleeves and all. How are you doing, sir?
Excellent. Glad you got to tear into that.
Yeah, I enjoyed it.
Nice image you drew there.
It is, yeah, it came out pretty good. And I'm looking forward to slapping the sticker on something. I don't know what yet.
Yeah, so if anyone missed out, they can get a black and white version on the Shove campaign.
Yes.
Totally independent of getting the book at this point. It used to be an add-on, but we did make it an independent. So.
Okay.
And then sign-ups for Magnificent Bastards 2 are live, and that'll have a catch-up. So.
Nice. Cool. And just let me know whenever you guys get a trailer on that. I'll add it to the intro. And I'm thinking even like every hour, or 45 minutes, pepper in like a commercial break, like a commercial block of like maybe 3 comic trailers in this show. You know what I mean? Just to kind of, so we can, in case we got to go pee.
Yeah.
Pee break. But then that way it's not all front loaded. You know what I mean? We can put some in the middle too. And at the end, nobody's going to watch the end anyway. So I'm not even going to put any trailers back there.
Yeah.
All right. Jason says, I'm happy Billy made it on tonight. I know he's busy doing them Goblin Girl pages to come on a Tuesday.
Fucking A. I'm just going to step off camera after that comment right there.
Just leave.
Wow.
Everybody, welcome Billy's chair. Billy's chair. Thanks for
Billy's
coming.
chair.
Woo! Chair screen.
I was gonna jump on last night, and then when I went and checked out the stream, there was like 12 people on or something. So I was like, I had James bugging me to write, so I was like, I'll just do that. But
Oh, you had to do homework.
but it's nice to see a really full panel.
Yeah. Were you on Topicless last night, Jay?
I was.
Oh, okay, yeah. That's cool.
It was, and so was Hockey. I believe both of you.
Yeah, Hockey was there too.
Yeah, in all seriousness, I wanted to
The
be
top
there.
guys were, the bottom guys apparently were not.
But no, I at least I caught like the last 20 minutes I was in chat, so I know I wasn't able to be on panel because I in all seriousness do love Jason, but was glad I at least same thing, like same similar situation with you, and like I showed up in chat. I knew I had kind of missed the panel, but I was happy to see that they had a full house.
Full house. Well, and as much passive aggressive talk as Jason throws out there, he definitely loves us because he said so.
He missed it. He was busy. There you go. Making excuses for you.
We had room for one more, Billy.
Jason, we have room for one more.
Yeah. Yeah.
We
Come
got
on
room
in,
for
Jason.
plenty.
Yeah, we got room for one more. Come on in.
I know he has some stuff going on, so I don't know if he's going to be able to make it. He's going to try, though. All right. So I've been thinking about, I know we're all working on stuff. I kind of been thinking about changing the show to what we just work on, what we want to promote, and we work on our shit and talk about it. And we can talk about whatever. So I've kind of been thinking about that, kind of over the more random stuff, just because, you know, I know Hockey's going to be working on a book. I know, Odin, you're working on a book, right?
Always.
Odin's always working on. Billy's
Well,
always
working
coloring
on stuff
something.
too.
I don't know.
I'm actually working on my book as well. So it's just like, dude, like, let's just build up hype by working on our shit.
Work on it.
Oh, you mean rather than having like a particular topic for that night type of draw thingy? Oh, okay, I see what you're saying. I'm like, isn't that kind of what we do already? But I don't, because I just work on what I'm working on because I you guys actually participate. So yeah.
You're like, I'm too busy working on real. I always go, it's a nice break from actually working on real shit.
Oh, okay.
That's why I always liked it, but I'm fine either way because I can always be working on something.
Okay. Yeah, I'm still playing it by ear. I thought about maybe rebranding the show and stuff, and maybe doing it from there. But you know, like I said, if the show changes and nobody wants to come on, then what's the hell's the point in changing the show?
Right.
Well, that's true. You have a good point there.
Mm-hmm.
I'm down for whatever, man.
Cool. Well, I had some stuff I was going to work on anyway. You know what I mean? So I just wanted to kind of work on that stuff if that's cool with everybody. And
fuck yeah, man.
it's
See, I
cool
like
with
how
you,
the show
Hockey?
changed once you have something to work on. You're like, yeah,
I see where this.
Format
I
now
see
that
where
got
this
some
is
shit
coming
to do.
from. Yeah.
Well, I figured I would build hype for my projects, and maybe not all the time. We still can do the random stuff too, like maybe alternate it or something. You know.
I think maybe you should do a little bit of both. I think if here's my suggestion. I think that you should work on your own stuff on any normal given day of JBot's draw stream, but when we actually have something particular that's like either close to launching or just launched or something like that to like help hype it up, we have a themed draw stream based on that, you know, person from your panels. Like, you know, like when I know you guys already did obviously Black Phantom, but like it'd be cool to revisit everybody drawing Black Phantom again, like once Chad's right about to launch. You know, when Odin gets ready to do his next book, it'd be cool like if we all fucking did some crazy fucking, I don't know, monster that's all fucking yoked out on a throne or something. I mean, right? I mean, and when Hockey gets ready to launch his book, we can all try to figure out what the fuck a Curiosity Emporium is, and maybe draw something from that. You're like, yeah, I drew this coaster that you'd find at the Curiosity Emporium. It's right next to the doilies. They're on a little shelf right there.
He's like, yes. Just going.
They're cursed. They're not just regular doilies, though. These doilies are cursed by the devil.
Hoist by the devil.
Ooh,
Devil doilies.
Devil
that's an
doilies.
oddity shop.
Yeah.
You could just draw Mogwai or something.
Mhm.
That'd be a novelty shop
Yeah, it could be.
in Chinatown.
So I mean, I figured we just do. I'm just gonna work on my stuff if that's cool. If you guys just want to work on that
Yeah,
stuff, or would you like? I mean, because we already did Merkmaid. You know, and I know that just launched. Let's see. Let's check.
Yeah,
Let's
something
check
like
out Fund My
inspired.
Comic and see if we find something on fundmycomic.com.
I think you
I
might find
dude.
something. There's a few campaigns on it.
Dude, I was browsing this today, and like, no bullshit. Like how easy it is to browse on this is freaking phenomenal, dude.
On what?
On Fund My Comic.
Oh yeah, it's a very pleasant site. Like
Yeah.
whoever he had developed the actual site, it's nice.
Let's see. Do. I gotta drag this off so I can actually see what the heck's going on. All right, here we are.
But what does Jason say? I'll try to make it. He's not sure what he's got going on. Yeah, he might be doing something with his mom.
Yeah. He's like, I gotta
Jason.
figure out what's going on over here. I said, that's a good thing. Figure out what's going on.
I like calling him by his other nickname though, Better Luke.
Better Luke. That is-
Or depending on who you are, not as good Luke. Whichever.
So we already did the Little Mermaid. Let's see, Ma'am I Am. Okay, Private American. That might be kind of
Private
neat.
American. Yeah. The Buckler is cool.
Buckler looks pretty interesting. Perfect 10. I'm not even gonna try, man.
I did back the Buckler on Fund My Comic. That was the first one I backed on Fund My Comic. Was the Buckler?
Oh, right on. I own the first 2 issues of Perfect 10. It's a good
Yeah,
book.
I mean it's great. That's you want to see me fail utterly.
Billy
I
likes
draw
the Magic
a
Alley
girl on
voice
screen.
when he's reading it.
Ow! God fucking damn it! It hurt! The cat just crawled up my chest and dug its claws in every.
He loves you, or she loves you.
Buckler is back.
Yeah, it looks crazy. As he changed his style. Like, I really liked the style on the original Buckler. I really like this style too. So I was like, I'm curious.
Yeah,
to
this
check it
almost
out.
feels like a Tex Avery version of fucking the Buckler.
Right.
It's trippy.
That's cool.
Well, you know what's trippy is because so did you got the original Buckler when it came out, or no?
Yeah.
No, you're saying you just funded.
No,
the,
no, I've just seen the artwork.
Well, what
I
was kind of
missed it.
crazy is even on Dillard's first campaign, he had 2 completely different styles going on. He did the main book, The Buckler, that was done in his style, and then
Yeah.
he, I think it was called Canadian Bacon, but he did like a short floppy that was done in like a Bruce Timm style. So I thought it was kind of funny that it's just like, okay, now he's done
Changing
a
it up.
Bruce Timm side story, and now he's almost doing like a Looney Tunes Tex Avery style for his book. And because Canadian Tussle seems like it's not meant as part of the mainline Buckler book. It's like these Buckler
Yeah.
side stories, you know?
I will say Dillard is showing off his chops to be able to pull off 3 totally different styles really well because they
Yeah.
all look good. You know, it's not like he's failing at one. You know, like or one
Mm-mm.
looks.
That's a
I
problem
just
I'm
think
having.
of like the main book style, but yeah.
Like
I
once
would
I
say
start
that-
doing cartoon stuff, like it's tough to go back because it's so much fun. You're just
Yeah,
like,
I
"Ah."
would say this one, the Canadian Tussle, is closer to what he did. I would say for Ridge Riders,
Rift,
you know,
Rift,
Rift Riders. Sorry,
Rift
thank you.
Riders, which I ended up getting that book too, oddly enough. But that
And
one I
when-
was not as much of a fan of his artwork.
Raid
Yeah.
of the White Leopard, book 1. Some
Yeah.
Vikings.
This one has some great art too. I
Yeah.
love it.
Yeah, I have never bought any of Edwin's other personal books. They weren't necessarily within genres that I was really digging on, but like this again, talk about just something completely. I know he's a publisher and writer, but like man, he went completely swinging a different way with this book.
Different direction,
Yeah.
Yeah,
Because I got Bloodbone with why am I drawing a blank on his name?
Is that Donald?
Donald, yeah.
Mhm.
And you're right. That's like a total departure from this stuff.
yeah. I mean, this seems like fucking really dark as fucking gritty. You know?
Yeah, this
Like,
is great.
Yeah, it's really loose and
Gray tone.
well constructed. It's really
Cool.
cool.
This is a cool picture. That's awesome. Ooh,
oh,
damn.
hey, look at that.
Yeah, I recognize that artist.
Boing.
He's actually at the movie theater right now, seeing the only showing of Common America on the West Coast tonight. So, or not Common
Okay.
America, Common Rider. Sorry, the
Oh,
other
Kamen
Kamen
Rider. Oh,
Yeah.
that's cool.
Yeah.
I almost
See,
missed tonight to go watch Ferris Bueller's Day Off.
Oh, yeah.
Like, that would be fun.
Are we seeing anything that we want to kind of doodle on here from these campaigns? What are you guys thinking?
I mean, lots of cool stuff. I mean, I'm fine. Oh, speaking of which, I got my Soul Tack book.
I'm totally cool on working on what we're working on, and
I'm glad Gary's drawing this up. I think more eyes need to see Titan.
Yeah, Titan looks. I mean, that's a fun character.
Yeah, his his inks are just like these black and white inks are just sick. Dude.
Yeah, he's really good.
I like how snappy and responsive this site is too.
Yeah.
You know, it's whoever's doing their web hosting actual services. Like when you click on the links, there's not a lot of like weird lag or like load and shit like that.
Yeah. Yeah, it's visually appealing in the layouts of the campaigns.
I gotta be scroll. That's the only bummer. I gotta scroll back down.
It's cool how many comics are on here now.
Yeah.
It's actually starting to look like a comic rack.
I know. It's so easy to just like browse them. I backed Tropical Magics today.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, I got the digital copy just because
Isn't it going away here soon? So maybe
it is. I think it had 3 hours. It might be done.
It said it ended 1 hour ago.
I wonder if it's. But I know he already did it, so I don't know if he's just gonna send them out anyway. But I did.
Well, I know he has. I think he has other platforms as well, and I don't know if those went away either. But I'm pretty sure he was on Kickstarter and Indiegogo as well.
Cool. So we'll just work on whatever we want to work on.
Yeah, but it was cool to check out the site.
Yeah, it's a good site. I love it.
Fund my comics.
I love it.
Show that there's a lot of campaigns up there right now. It's pretty cool, and more every day, I'm sure.
I got to put the little logo that I did up here around here somewhere.
Yeah, that was really cool, man. I dig that.
Yeah, it was fun. I did that last night. Let's go ahead and we're going to add, make sure nobody else is, because I haven't been getting the noises when you guys pop in. So I have to like keep checking.
Oh, yeah.
I'm like, what the heck, man?
So I put sleeves on, by the way, man.
Put sleeves on.
Damn, thank
Well, I was like mowing my lawn.
Account.
I was mowing my lawn earlier. It was hot outside. And then I came in. It was all air conditioning, and I didn't think about it. And then you're like, "Oh, you don't got sleeves." I'm like, "You know what? I'm cold." Now that you mention it,
I'm in a jumper and my dressing gown and tracky pants.
A jumper?
It's cold. It's freezing.
Jumper.
I don't even know what the fuck that means.
Don't do it, hockey.
probably means something different.
I wish you would step out from that ledge, my friend.
Jumper. You know, a knitted shirt that keeps you warm.
Call it a sweater.
I think I like the old-timey prospector long johns with the butt flap. That's the first thing I thought about.
With one
they're red.
button.
Here's a red.
I wish I had
in the
some
back.
of those.
There's
I do
always
have a
one
onesie.
button broken.
I do have a onesie that I won. It's crazy, but it doesn't have a butt flap, so you got to take the whole thing off to go to the loo.
Ooh,
that sounds like a nightmare.
And it's warm, so the onesie's warm, so I only wear it in winter. So you got to strip off to go to the loo. I was going, oh, well, that sort of defeats the purpose.
Wait, what the fuck? Jumpers, the loo? I don't understand anything you're talking about right now.
Skip to the loo. That's what
you're taking a lift to the loo with your jumper on and your reckoning stuff. Like, man, it's just, I don't. Keen to be reckoned to the loo to the jumper. Like, sure, I guess I'm got a reckoning coming. My keen loo. I don't know.
Thunderbox.
All stuff you can find at the Curiosity Emporium.
All stuff.
It'll all be explained in the book. Just back.
These are all items that are currently on sale at the at the Curiosity Emporium.
It's gonna have to have a Yankee dictionary in the back. Just translate for the rest of us.
To me, I think of if it's a jumper that's possessed or like possibly, you know, has the devil in it, it has the buttons on the back so you can go to the loo. But for some reason, whenever you get to the loo, the buttons won't unfasten. That's where the devil part comes in, the evil.
Ooh.
You're like, I've got this thing on here and I can't fucking take a shit because it's possessed by the devil.
Yeah, but my comic is pretty dope. It's kudos to those guys for making shit happen, you know.
Well, you know, it's kind of like a lot of grumblings were happening because of Indiegogo, and you know, everybody had already turned their back on Kickstarter, so it was like
it came
the idea to say like, why isn't somebody doing this? I mean, it's smart, you know? Good on them for thinking of it, or well, not only thinking of it but following through.
Yeah, you're actually doing
I mean,
it.
I thought of it, but I didn't follow through.
No, it couldn't have come at a better time because a lot of people had been talking about trying to launch their own platforms, but no one had really pulled the trigger, you know?
Yeah.
So
for a long time, people have been like, yappity, yappity, yappity.
Yeah.
Since the dawn of man, people have been wanting a new platform.
You had some spicy tweets, didn't you, today there, Jay?
Who, me?
Yeah.
I'm always spicy, baby.
Last name is Vasquez.
Yeah.
Is it Vasquez or Vasquez? Which do you
could be both?
Okay. I've met people that say it different.
I always said Vasquez. So.
Well, it's kind of like Tim Vigil, the artist. Where I grew up in Southern Colorado, that's V-Hill.
V-Hill, oh, okay.
Everybody spelled it the same as him, but he's like Tim Vigil, but they always said V-Hill. The G goes H.
Oh, here it is right here. I don't know why this whole Kickstarter thing makes me so angry. I don't even have any campaigns, or plan to have any for a long time, LOL. Anyway, here's smart. Homies before hashtags.
Homies before hashtags. Yep.
Yeah.
Standing by that one.
So spicy.
So spicy.
You should have heard me on Matt's stream. No quarter given. There was no quarters were fucking given.
I know. Well, I will say, I did not accidentally fall asleep when I missed that stream. I was very well aware of that stream happening, and I can admit that I was lurking, but even lurking seemed a little dangerous, so I didn't say anything in chat till the very end. I was like, oh, he's got plenty of people on here now. Oh, God, they're going hard. All right. Danger zone. Danger zone.
Danger zone.
Yeah.
Yep.
It's good that everybody, we need to get those, you know, those voices need to be heard. Those opinions need to be out there, you know?
Yeah. Yeah, I think I'm just watching from the window.
Yeah.
I'm just like looking out the blinds at this fight in the streets. You know, I'm like, what's going on out there? I'm like, yeah, I have an opinion, but I'll let them fight it out.
The only thing that irks me is like they make it sound like these people are advocating to use Kickstarter only. And it's like, no, dude, they're using everything. They want to use Fund My Comic. They want to use Indiegogo. They want to use Kickstarter. Just use all three.
And it's not like anyone's being like, you know what? I think I'm going to make my book available for like possibly a new set of fans. At the same time, I can say fuck you to all these people that fucking in comics games. It's like, why does it got to be that like all or nothing? I
want to make it personal.
Can't we have a little bit more of a nuanced conversation like for this to happen? Because like
you would hope. Right?
Yeah, I mean, because like I was saying, like, dude, not everybody was even here for that or even knows about that stuff.
No,
and to expect people to be loyal
about
some, I know. I mean, expect everybody to be loyal to a cause that they were never here for and never a part of. I mean, it gives me the same feeling when like people like, and I'm gonna go off the rails now. Here in California, we just voted to fucking pay people reparations, and I'm like, what the fuck? I'm like, my family immigrated here 50 years ago. We were never part of the whole thing to like,
Yeah.
I have
Uh-huh.
to pay for this.
part of the whole reparations thing to begin with. And I'm pretty safe to say there's probably a lot of people in California that are immigrants within the last 50 years that weren't part of the whole reparations. But we got to pay for that shit. And I'm going to even go so far as to guess I'm betting some of the people that get reparations money, their family lineage doesn't go back to when the reparations thing should have been even handled. Like, it's a shit show. And I think the same thing with here in Comicsgate. Like, should everybody be beholden to like stay loyal to somebody who doesn't even know who they are?
I mean, I would agree. I would agree with the Indiegogo thing.
If Indiegogo wasn't shadow banning people. But you have Indiegogo shadow banning people. At the time, this is before Fund My Comic came out, so you had no. So people were like, well, fuck it, let's roll the dice on Kickstarter. I'm already being shadow banned, and like, oh, I made a couple grand, cool. Like,
yeah.
I just look at it like other people's approach is none of my business. You know, I mean, are they hurting me?
Yeah, your business is your business. That's what it's called.
And if you're encroaching on my business, that's when I have an opinion that's worth stating. But like outside of that, like
movies, Jason,
do what you want.
Plagal wasn't there.
Billy abandoned Plagal. Ooh, shots fired, Billy.
I did not. Plagal
No,
abandoned us.
Plagal
He went to go
left
see a
first.
movie. Yeah.
Ooh.
That man.
Yeah, I don't know. It just was weird. It was bizarre.
But no, I was there, so I know. I can vouch for Billy.
Mm-hmm.
See, Billy gets my admiration because he came on this show, and Jason didn't.
Jesus Christ.
Heyo. Heyo. Why can't I get this hat to look right? It's gonna freaking drive me crazy. Why'd I make this guy's hat so complicated?
Oh shit!
How many times do you have to draw it?
Wait, I was like, wait, I'm still
forever.
I said I'm still in Discord right now. I just heard Discord pop, and I saw that it was.
Yeah, I just accidentally popped in there. I'm going, wait.
Well, thank you
Billy
for
still
doing
there?
that
'Cause I
because
haven't got my glasses on.
I didn't know that I was still in there. So let me just pop out of there.
Yoink.
I'm on 2 different platforms right now. Like
all of them.
all
I leave
the
Discord open all the time.
Well, I leave it on. I have to leave
I'm
it
like,
on
oh,
all day for like work and stuff. But like, I don't usually like stay in a channel that I'm not in. Sometimes I do though. Like, I think it's even happened before. I've been logged in with my headphones off and was like sitting there like watching TV or something, and all of a sudden like hockey popped in. I was just like, oh shit, I'm logged into Discord right now.
Thanks, Jason. I hope you get 3rd-degree burns.
Oh.
Have some balls and take a stand. Kickstarter forever.
Oh my God.
That's it. Exactly.
Yeah, this is weird. Very bizarre. I don't know. It's like I said, I don't know why it pissed me off so much. It just was like, here you guys are shouting down from the mountain. Hey, you guys can't do this. It's like, fuck, I thought we're Comicsgate, dude. Like,
well, no one likes being told.
Yeah.
Fuck your rules, man. Like, you know what I mean? Like,
yeah. No one likes being told what to do.
Yeah.
Yeah, I almost have like even if it doesn't help me, I have a reaction of like,
oh yeah. Well, I mean, and
like,
that's
now I'm gonna do it.
And
Yeah,
that's
now I'm gonna
normal.
do it.
That's very normal. You know?
It should be, yeah, resistance.
But you know, we're just gonna, we're just gonna smooth it over, but the same shit's still gonna apply.
Oh, burn scars, Jason.
Pain is temporary. Glory lasts forever. Hockey.
So does burn scars. They last forever.
Oh my God.
Yeah, it's just
I like these new beats you got going on today.
Yeah, this is one I had. I haven't played this one in a while. I got some
Yeah,
other
I
ones I
remember
got. I was trying to record some today, off of YouTube, and they just ads kept popping up and ruining my shit. So I was like, oh, okay.
We'll work it. You should just get Eli on a loop.
Yeah, Eli.
They struck me every time I play. He used to be my outro, man. They keep striking me.
Oh, you know, it'd be great is if we could just get him on a stream to just
Yeah.
Yeah.
I need you to freestyle on here. Eli.
Freestyle the whole show.
I'm the best, man.
Yes, man.
He'd probably be like $5,000. I'm like, correct.
I found him on YouTube and Twitter, and he was doing some new stuff, man. It was pretty much the same, but he was doing it like from his living room.
Nice.
Who?
Eli. Eli's a freestyle rapper.
Oh, okay.
The very
He's the
beginning
guy
of
having the
JBot
intro.
stream.
Yeah.
Oh,
I'm
right
the
on.
best, man. I did it.
I did. His stuff's hilarious. He is the best. That's for sure. This is the song I like. This one.
Yeah, I found some cool
Have you seen
metal
that?
fingers stuff.
There's a British comedian, and he does freestyle rapping. So he gets people in the audience to yell out really random stuff, and he raps.
And then just raps it.
So he'll get like half a dozen different things and raps about them, and it's absolutely brilliant. I can't remember the guy's name. I'll have to look it up. But
The ones who are good at that, yeah.
And some like Ethiopian sex. So he raps about Ethiopian sex.
Yeah.
We went for a honeymoon, we went to Vegas, and that's when Wayne Brady had his variety show there.
Oh, yes.
Oh, yeah. That guy's
And you see this guy performing. He was performing 3 or 4 times a day. He got like super slim because how every show he was performing, I mean, the guy was dancing and telling jokes and doing improv.
Yep.
And,
Yeah, he's
real
real
entertainer.
entertaining.
Yeah, man. And so you would write suggestions down and before the show. So I'm like Ninja Plumbers. It was the last thing that he picked, and he sung a song in drag, like he was dressed like Tina Turner and did a song about Ninja Plumbers. It was fucking hilarious.
Oh my god.
He did it like Tina Turner.
Yeah, because he was doing like Tina Turner stuff, and then he would reach
Rest
in
in
and
peace, by the way.
he would just do all types of stuff. But it was no kidding.
Yeah, those
Yeah,
improv guys, man, they're good, and they all got like gigs now in Vegas like that. But, yeah, Wayne Brady, man, high energy too. He's like dance.
Yeah, he's fantastic.
Can sing just about anything.
I've been watching little shorts of Whose Line Is It Anyway? So,
Yeah. I can watch
and
that.
all
shit
those
for
guys
hours.
are fantastic. My goodness, they're clever.
Yeah, it's a whole
Good.
skill that not every comedian can have. You know?
Yeah, improv comedy. I think it's one of the best because it's just off the cuff and anything goes, and so whatever gets a laugh, and it could be really terrible.
Oh yeah, the more terrible the better.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, the thing is, I've seen a lot of those guys get like TV gigs or other acting gigs, and they're never funny.
Yeah,
You know, and I'm like, were you just meant to be an improv guy? You know, like,
I mean, yeah. Well, I mean, it's like that. It's just like some people, just are meant to just do improv, and then you try to put them into a structured show of that type. You know,
Right.
it's just like it's like asking a freestyle rapper. It's like, well, can you compose? It's like, well, that's not really what I do. Like I'm an improvisational. You know, it's just like, it's like, oh yeah, you can cook, but can you farm? You know, it's like, well, no, like.
yeah. Well, there's like a break dancer saying like, okay, perform ballet. You know? They'll have a natural proclivity to ballet just because they're a dancer, but they'd still have to learn it.
Yeah.
Yeah, the beats are different as far as that. Yeah.
Ryan Stiles, who does Whose Line Is It Anyway?
He's
Because
my
the
favorite.
first time I ever saw him was the Drew Carey show.
Yeah. He's the bald white guy, right?
The tall, the really tall one.
skinny one.
The tall, skinny
Oh,
one.
the tall, skinny one. Okay, yeah.
Colin is the other guy.
Yeah, he's the baldy.
He's the bald. He's the other good singer, as far as I'm concerned. Like him and Wayne together, like doing some of the singing skits were fucking just fabulous. Like,
oh, that's hilarious. They're so good. Just such quick wit. That's what I love.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's fun too, you know.
quick fun bastards.
A fun chaos to it, you know.
Got another guest in the back. Let's bring him out.
What do we got?
Mr. Chad Townsend.
Chad Townsend!
Hello.
How you doing, pals?
Cheddar.
Right.
All
I
right.
was just saying earlier that, like, to hockey that, or did I say it to hockey or did I say it to, I said it to somebody earlier when I was hanging out, like, after the show. I was like, fuck, when Chad took off today, I got so fucking nervous and scared. I was like, well, there goes my safety fucking net.
Oh yeah, sorry, dude. You and Matt had it.
Did I say it on stream?
You did.
You and Matt had it together. You didn't need me.
No, dude, only because we were at the end of the list. Like,
Well, I had to because I had a timeline.
Yeah, no. You had somewhere to be. But, like, I think I was even saying to hockey, I'm like, yeah, I'm really good at being like, that's a very interesting point you make. Chad, what do you think about the point that Matt just made? I'm really good at that little, like, sausage filler, you know? Like,
Sausage filler. Great choice of words.
You're
there.
nice.
But,
That sounds kind of dirty.
Billy's a sausage stuffer over here.
I'm a sausage stuffer. Yeah, I, no, not having your actual
Sausage fluffer.
comic knowledge there, like I've said before, like I was like, fuck, no, I actually have to talk to Matt.
I felt kind of out of it though, because considering, all the years I worked on comics, or not worked on comics, read comics, I didn't quite pay attention to that kind of stuff as much as, you know what I mean? Like,
Totally, yeah. That was definitely a trippy topic today, the love triangle. I thought that, I mean, as far as lists goes, I think it was even worse than the top 10 team up lists, because that was just like, a bunch of them we like didn't even realize were what do you call it, triangles, and then the other ones were like, oh yeah, I remember reading that, but I don't remember that ever even happening. Is that more of a triangle or is it more of a hookup?
Yeah.
Or even like it wouldn't even be a triangle. Like I don't think like Nightwing and Starfire and Batgirl were all like dating at the same time. It would be a triangle if he was like banging both.
Yeah, it was like two different relationships.
Yeah.
It's like,
Yeah.
Like Wolverine, Cyclops, and Jean Grey. That's a triangle, man.
Yeah.
That's a triangle.
That's a hoe right there. I mean, a triangle.
Bitches be tricky.
I don't know, man. I like I said, as a kid, I was so irritated at the Sue Richards thing. I was really into it.
So what's the Sue Richards thing?
Well, she was cheating on Reed with.
She was cheating on Reed
with Namor. And okay, let's. It just occurred to me. Well, if they weren't married, then why was her last name Richards?
Yeah,
they were brother and sister, man.
Yeah, right.
No, they had to have been married. I always thought they were married anyway.
Yeah, they were.
Yeah.
It took a break or something. Who knows? When did that happen, Chad? Wasn't that like what, 90s, right?
Yeah, it was the mid 80s.
Oh, mid 80s. Okay.
Yeah, when all that Namor business happened, John Byrne was drawing that run, and yeah, man, I was angered by it.
Cold-blooded.
I was saying after you had left, I actually brought up because I was reading X-Men and stuff at that time when I was in high school, and I remember because Matt brought up Gambit and Rogue. And I was like, that's a good one. And they always knew that it was almost like a relationship that could never be because of Rogue shit. But then Matt brought up the fact that Rogue and Magneto had a romantic relationship in the Savage Lands, and I was like, oh, did she not have her touchy powers? Did they actually kiss or anything? And he's like, yeah, well, I mean, she was barely wearing anything, and they were in a romantic relationship. So I think in the Savage Lands, like, her powers didn't quite work the same way.
In Savage Land, I don't think they have powers when you go in the Savage Land.
And I was like, well, that's interesting, because I remember in high school, the first time Rogue, they obviously like Rogue's only ever kissed one guy and put him into a coma and shit, and all that. And then during the Fall of the Mutants series, Rogue loses her powers from this like preacher guy that like can take powers away from people, and he takes her powers away, and then Rogue gets raped in jail. And I was like so fucking pissed, dude. I was so pissed reading that comment. I was like, what the fuck? I'm like, you don't let her like be in love or share the human bond with anybody, and the first time you do, you gotta let her get fucking raped. I was fucking so livid. I was just like, oh man. Yeah, I was.
They should have turned that into a dark Rogue story, because that would have been traumatizing.
Well, yeah,
exactly for the reason you said. Like, she can't have a normal relationship, and then all of a sudden she loses her powers and gets raped.
Yeah, and dude,
I don't
and
remember
it was like,
that, but that's
yeah. Well, I mean, and it was like that preacher guy was like he was dressed like a priest. I don't remember what his name was, but he was like being employed by the government because he could steal mutant powers to like steal mutant powers, and was like being all like super weird, holier than thou, like religious fanatic, like zealot about it too,
Right.
like I'm doing this for God's will and shit, like fucking weird shit that really isn't Christian, but like claiming it's Christian shit,
Yeah.
Devil mutant gene.
All right, Odin.
Yo.
I just backed unconditional shove.
Oh, thank you. Yes, sir. It worked this time. Thank you so much.
I figured I'd wait and do it until I saw you on stream again.
Well, I certainly appreciate that, bro. And just for everyone's information, anyone who's listening or cares, but it is going away in probably about 2 weeks. So
get it.
When that campaign will shut down.
Push, don't shove. But get in there and get in there and back that book.
Yes, you won't be disappointed.
Shove your mama out of the way and buy that book.
Oh my God, yeah.
Yeah, I got the Unconditional Shove Volume 1 and the black and white version, I guess, is what I got.
Sweet. Thank you again, Chad. Much appreciated.
You're welcome. I'm glad to do it, dude.
Well, and I'm not alone here in saying that I'm looking forward to the Black Phantom when it launches.
Yeah, I cannot believe how much attention I got on Twitter with it. I'm very grateful to everybody for commenting and liking and retweeting.
Yeah, you got like 200 something likes on it, or
yeah, it was unbelievable. It throws me off, but over 6,000 people viewed that image.
Oh wow,
nice, dude.
Why didn't you get 6,000 likes though?
It's the way I can't sit there and like be disappointed that I didn't get all the likes, but that just tells me that there are a lot of eyes on it.
Yeah, that's a good thing. And the image is great. So
thanks. I updated it today and I posted it as a reply. And I was waiting. I was gonna have Kyle Ritter color it, and he agreed to it, and then it was just kind of went dead silent. And here I was 2-3 weeks later. I'm like, I gotta get my campaign going, and I just went yesterday hog wild and started coloring it. And Donald was there. I was just sending him updates, and he was giving me feedback the whole time. And I managed to knock it out within a couple hours. So
nice.
That was pretty good for a couple hours, man.
Yeah,
great.
Listen.
I
owe Donald a lot. Just kind of being my wingman, being there to help guide. It just kind of helped it go faster, So
yeah.
I'll just say this too, and nothing against who you were thinking about having colored it, but I don't think that particular color style would lend itself the best to your artwork.
That's probably so. I guess in my mind, I was thinking, if I'm going to start off, I want to start off with a bang and really pop. But then after 3 weeks, I'm like, all right, I just got to do it. Like my wife was giving me grief. Like
no, it's bad when the wife starts being like, "What the hell's going on?"
She's been telling me for a couple years now, when are you gonna do it? You keep saying you're gonna do it, and I'm like, all right, now I'm finally doing it. You know,
Mm.
and you know there are a lot of other people that know, and I've been wanting to do this a long time and have brought it up. So, but yeah, I'm super energized. I feel like my power bar went up yesterday.
Feeling the love and the show.
I think probably because
Hello?
it's making it seem more real.
It is.
Yeah.
And I'm so excited because I'm going to run a very, very minimal campaign, but I am going to have. I want to talk about it so bad, but I have a free giveaway that is really kind of cool and unique that nobody has done in Comicsgate yet.
Butt plugs.
That I know of.
You can still come on, Jason. This is
I
just
think-
my camera. I can always change it.
I think there's like one other person that has done it that is kind of adjacent, but
Jason did butt plugs?
no, adjacent.
Oh, okay.
Well, Jason is a butt plug because he's not coming on.
Adjacent
I
blood.
was like,
blood plug.
damn.
But
How did I miss
should-
that? How did I miss that perk?
I should have the samples
Frog G
for it.
butt plugs.
Shaped like a frog. Yeah.
I should have the samples for it in about a week or two.
That's cool. So what is it? It's good.
Because then everybody's campaign's gonna have it, and I'm not revealing it until I launch the campaign.
There you go.
Smart move. Because I mean, yeah, don't let anybody steal your thunder and being like, hey, you know what? It was weird. One morning, I just woke up and I thought it was a cool idea to do this thing, and I just shoved it out the door really quick before Chad could do it. You know, basically.
Yeah, once I do it, I'm
Seen it happen.
fine. Once I do it, I'm fine if everybody else wants to give it a shot, and I'm willing to
It's got to
tell.
be yours first.
You got to be
I wanna-
first.
I want to tell everybody where to get it done too, so I'm fine with that. I just
Yeah. No, I mean it is annoying when you feel like you got a really cool idea and you tell some stream or something. Next thing you know, you see it somewhere. You're like, that's
next
could
thing
be
you know, it's
coincidence.
Tell some
but it is
showed.
kind of weird.
and now my campaign has this.
Yeah, we've already seen that before.
But I
Yeah.
think it's one of these things that I wish I could say what it is, but I think it's going to satisfy somewhat of an itch that everybody who creates comics wishes they could kind of do.
Oh my
Neosporin. Yeah.
God. Neosporin.
There you go.
Branded Neosporin.
Point cream. It's gonna be Black Phantom. What's the hot pads you put when you hurt hurt
Oh,
yourself?
damn it.
Yeah.
No, it's actually those patches for nicotine, you know.
Nicotine.
Oh,
I thought Chad was gonna say, "Damn it, Jay, that." Sucks.
It's going to be THC packets.
There you go.
Oh, yeah. I can use some-
No, you notice I
Smoke,
noticed. Have you seen it now? Like all these guys, like the quartering and that, they all now have their own brand of coffee.
yeah, it's so weird. Like,
I've seen a lot of streamers do that. I'm like,
yeah, like
that's
Tim
just like
Pool's
the
got
passive
coffee,
income.
the quartering's got coffee.
Well, it's
like,
they're all getting their
Passive
coffee
income for
made
streamers.
through the same company, and they're just packaging it for them
Yeah.
as their brand.
Coffee brand
Right.
coffees, I think is the name of his too.
Mm.
Coffee brand coffee.
Great name, huh?
Mhm.
Yeah,
I wonder how long he had to workshop that.
clever.
No,
It's funny, like I remember I used to watch a ton of the quartering, and now like I cannot watch it at all anymore.
yeah,
What's
they're
that thing that's like you've seen one episode, you've seen them all, man.
Well,
Yeah,
I got to a point too where I was just like, it was starting to, and I'm not like he's putting out his content, and like I enjoyed it a bunch while I watched it, and I don't think there's anything wrong with it. It was just for me personally, I started to reach a saturation point of anger,
Mhm.
Right.
where I was just like, I am so angry about shit every day after I watch YouTube videos that I'm too fragile of a human to put myself through this much self-imposed anger every day, so I just I had to cut it loose.
Yeah, you're right though. It's oversaturation. You don't want to live in constant negativity. You want to be aware of things, but
Yeah.
I think it's pretty unhealthy to just kind of like dwell on it all the time.
Yeah, to live in a state of outrage like constantly was just not. doing
There,
well
were,
for my.
there was a
my
time
well-being.
period. There was a time period where I just gave up any news whatsoever, and my life felt so much better after that.
Yeah. No, I did this because I used to work for television. I used to work for AP News as an actual technical director doing camera work and lower thirds graphics and stuff. And when I quit that job, like I literally completely cut all news out of my consumption because I was like, no, I've lived this for 10 years, like shooting the news. I am not going to watch it at all anymore, like in my off time.
Yep. Because it does. It drags you down. Like,
And then a lot of them are echo chambers too, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah,
This
and a lot
guy's
of it's like
saying the same thing as
repeating the
that
same
guy, or-
stuff too.
Yeah. How much can you really watch about Star Wars sucking? I mean, come on, let's be honest.
Yeah.
Star Wars is gonna
True,
fail.
like,
Lucasfilm's going out of business, man. Kathleen Kitty, she's gonna be fired. She's gonna be fired. Like,
yeah, I'm so.
All right, man.
Listen, I used to really like. I like Doomcock, but now I've gotten to a point where I'm so tired of hearing the same message. Like Kathleen Kennedy, still any day now gonna get.
She's gonna get it. Right.
One of these days she's gonna be
one
gone.
of these days when she retires, and we're like, see, she's finally gone. They finally, sure, retired. So what if she's 70 years old? They really gave her the boot. They just didn't want to come out and say it.
And her protege took over. So what?
I'm really kind of getting to a point now too where I'm like, listen, I can't sit there and watch entertainment now with an eye to it's gonna automatically be woke all the time.
Yeah. You do have to kind of snap yourself with that a little bit.
Even though I do see it sometimes, but I'm sitting there going, really? Am I just seeing it, or is this just
Well, no,
a normal story?
Well, that's the other thing is people have gotten so what do you call it, trigger happy about calling that out that it's like a lot of times I've seen people call it like, oh, this is just woke fucking shit right here, and like it's really made me think because like a lot of the older stuff that I like from the 90s is led by female like strong leads, and it made me think, I'm like, you know what, if some of the stuff that I really like Gunsmith Cats or anything like came out today, people would probably call it woke.
Yeah,
you know,
people would call A New Hope woke.
Yeah, and I'm like, is some of the stuff that people are calling woke actually woke, or is it just boring?
Yeah,
like, because I think that's kind of a lot of the stuff is just like, is this woke, or is it just bad writing? You know, because I think like a lot of it just is. It's like it's not woke. It's just bad. It's just boring.
I remember
It's just boring,
like you're
uninspired
saying,
shit. You know, like
all those things that would be called woke that we enjoyed at one time. It's like as long as it was entertaining, we didn't really care. I think that's always the main point is just make a good movie, because I've seen things that were very heavy-handed with something I don't believe in, and still really enjoy it. It's so entertaining. Ferngully, there you go. That's a good example.
I love Ferngully. I love the shit out of Ferngully. But like, I realized after graduating high school, I'm like, man, this whole fucking Amazon rainforest thing is a fucking grift. Where all of a sudden we didn't run out of oxygen like they said that we would, and I protested on that shit. Like, what the fuck? Like, I wore a shirt and everything. You know?
Ozone layer.
Fucking liar.
The ozone layer was a big deal when I was a kid.
Oh yeah, ozone layer and that shit. It's like, oh, we figured out. We actually there's conifers down in Antarctica and the kelp beds in the Pacific. Turns out they're giving us way more oxygen than we thought. So we can calm down about the Amazon now.
False alarm, everybody.
You never hear shit about the Amazon anymore.
We can
calm down now. Chop that shit up.
There's a volcano. There's a volcano that blew up this week that put out way more carbon emissions than have ever been blown into the atmosphere in
that's typical,
ages.
And we used to do nuke testing all the time, so there's like non-stop nuke testing. I've seen the stock footage.
You've seen the footage.
Jamie, pull that up.
See how stupid that reason is not to come on, Billy? I guess so.
Oh, what reason?
I don't know. Jason's ragging on me.
Come on, but it looks like there's a full panel. It's not a full panel.
It's a very light panel.
I mean, full of doo-doo, but...
Full of dookie.
Dookie.
Sure on that. Yeah. I don't know why I thought of this. You were talking about the rainforest and stuff. There was a joke on Naked Gun 2 where he's like his lady, Priscilla Presley, was all into like saving the rainforest and all that shit. And he's like, remember when I bought that 10,000 acres of rainforest? And she's like, what? And he's like, and then I had it slashed and burned just so we could build our vacation home. She's like, how insensitive can you be? He's like, insensitive? You tried displacing an entire tribe of people. Good shit.
Get this thing Stadler thing to sharpen it right.
So do you, when you're at your store, Jay, are you putting us on like a big TV there and listening while you work?
No, I got you on the computer.
Oh man, that's a disappointment.
Because I have the TV. Nobody talks clean anymore, so I can't have you on the big screen. You know, it's a family store.
Well, you gotta talk to Matt about that.
I know people come in to get their Switch games, and also they're coming in to get Tears of the Kingdom. All of a sudden, they hear tears from my
all
butthole.
just like sloppy toppy.
Sloppy toppy. Sloppy toppy. That is a Matt.
Buttholes and penises.
That is a Matt Bar word.
You're
right
a
there.
gamer store.
Oh,
You should be able.
sloppy
You should handle gamer speak at a gamer store.
No, it's a family store, man. I got a lot of family sex.
Sloppy toppy.
Sloppy toppy.
Dude, he came up with that rhyme earlier today, and I was just like, holy shit, I'm trying to remember what the fuck it was for. But like
Oh,
like,
it was it something in the orange?
Oh, he
It was night. I was listening on my way home.
froze up for a sec.
wait, you roboted a little bit. Say it again, Jay.
Oh, did I?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was. We guys were talking about Nightwing and Starfire.
Was it
There's
something
like
with orifices?
Something orange hole. Something.
Oh
but it
yeah.
rhymes.
White
I
pole,
can't remember.
orange hole. Yeah, he's like, wait, I was like, what the fuck? How did you just?
I'm driving.
Where's your brain at?
Yeah,
And, like,
I start laughing.
I keep thinking, I hope my in-laws aren't watching.
oh, dude, and then Boob Dan came in chat and like said something about a character from like the 13th Warrior, and Matt's like, "Are we talking about vaginas?" I was like, "No, not everything."
So, who was number one on that list?
God,
that 10
no.
list? Billy.
Okay, so number 3 was the Jean Grey Wolverine.
Which I never could care. I could care less about that one. That one was
Well, you know what I said about that one? I said this is a perfect case right here of this is a true love triangle, and at the same, it's so much of a true love triangle. It's because it's like all these people are dirtbags in this situation, and I don't agree with anybody. Well,
Yeah.
Jean's being a bitch. I hate how Scott throws it in Wolverine's face. I hate how Wolverine throws it in Scott's face. Like all you motherfuckers are just being fucking super petty and
They're
weird.
horrible people.
There's parts of the X-Men era that I really did like and got into, but most of the time it was just so many plot lines going on at one time. I couldn't really keep up with it.
I know it's worse than a fucking.
It's Jason.
It's worse than a Pirates of the
No, it's
Caribbean movie.
Oh, Jason,
Everything gets its own plot line in Pirates of the Caribbean movies. Even if you're like a body part or an inanimate object, or like a place, like an ocean, you get a plot line for sure.
How are you,
None of
Jason?
them ever get finished. Oh, Jason's here.
Jason's here.
I know it's a full panel. So
now.
I was taking a risk in coming on this full panel.
What risk?
And we appreciate the
That
risk.
was Billy's reason for not hopping on. It was a full panel.
The
We
risk
still
of
had an
AIDS.
open slot.
It wasn't my
Oh.
reason. I said I was happy
That was
you had a full panel.
He said it had a full panel.
So that's the ball busting. I get it.
And Betty and Veronica thing was number 1.
Oh, that was number 1. Thank you. I couldn't remember what the number 1 was.
Well, heck,
so
I'm
the three-
fine with both of them in that case.
Yeah, well, I mean, I'm like, that one's legit too, because wasn't there? I called out. I'm like, wasn't there actually a comic called Betty and Veronica?
Yes, there was.
Yeah,
Like published by Archie Comics, and like all 3 of those fuckers are now on the title of that book. Like that counts as something for me. And then the number 2 was another weird one that I didn't even think belonged on the list. It was Nightwing, Batgirl, and
Starfire.
Oh, Starfire. Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. It's like they
Orange
never
Hole.
were like
Yeah,
dating
yeah.
at the same time.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's a triangle if they're dating at the same time. Like,
No, he's
Illuminati!
just a lucky dude. I'm down with that.
The Nightwing. Wings at
I
night.
missed Nightwing's like when he first got the black costume. Because like he didn't have the utility belt, but his shit was in his gloves. That's why he had like the things on his gloves and on his boots. All his stuff was on his gloves and on his boots.
Cool.
His shit was in his gloves.
His shit was in his boots.
Gloves and boots.
You know, and it was now they gave him like a sleek suit, you know, and I'm like, but I like to have the idea that he didn't put it on as a belt. He had his utility stuff in his gloves and stuff. I thought that was neat. Yeah, and the Scott McDaniel, I loved his Nightwing run with him and Chuck Dixon.
Yeah. Scott, let's see. I really I think Silvestri's best run was his Wolverine and his X-Men stuff, in my opinion.
That's my Wolverine, Silvestri.
Favorite.
That's my Wolverine, like from like whatever issue 30 whatever to like after the 50s and stuff.
I love the rawness of it. I like when he did Wolverine's mask, it came up to like really tiny points and stuff, you know. Yeah, this is great stuff.
That was a cool one. They had the clone Wolverine and LCD, who was the bomb, and they went to the Weapon X
place where they filmed his memories, and he had to fight like the Shiva robots all the time. And
yeah, that was cool, man. That's my Wolverine. Is the Silvestri Wolverine.
Man, I'm sitting here looking at these pages that came out in the new Rocketeer issue that came out today that Jay Lee drew. Now I'm wondering if Wandering Comicsgate King is Jay Lee.
Oh.
That's a neat thought.
It could be. He's done CG work, though, so I don't see why he'd be worried about coming out as being CG.
But I still have my idea of who it really is, though.
But that started a whole kerfuffle, as Tom King would say.
Yep. I really am curious about it, and I think it's fun guessing as who it is.
It's me.
Yeah.
He was on the stream today in the chat, and I gave a couple. I pointed out that I think he's just deliberately misleading, and he laughed. So.
Yeah, it's a fun game for whoever it is.
Yep.
I think your first guess that you told me that you thought it was Bisley, I'm like, that kind of makes sense.
Bisley was, but that's not still not my total pick.
My reason that I wouldn't pick Bisley is only because he's already done covers for people in Comicsgate, and he's not really scared about hiding who he is, you know?
Yeah, he doesn't seem scared of much.
The clues are... The clues are, though, early on, was he's not only a famous writer and comic personality artist, he's also a rock star, a well-known rock star.
Oh yeah, that's right. That was the other good clue.
David Bowie.
How many of those are there?
And
the grave.
Then Ethan, again, when he was pushed on it, hinted by singing lyrics from one of the guy's songs.
David Bowie.
And then he was like,
pretty sure it
"Don't
is
go on
David
Kickstarter."
Bowie. He said, "Don't go." Jesus
David
Christ.
Bowie's not dead. He's an artist.
We're just digging that ditch, going deeper in that motherfucker.
That old chestnut.
So, Wandering Comicsgate King, when your deals are done, that you, because supposedly he's got some projects that aren't finished in Hollywood and whatnot. So he can't reveal himself because of it. So
I believe it.
Umbrella Academy. Cough.
Someone was talking about that the other day. Was it you talking about that yesterday or the day before, Chad?
It's quite possible. Wow,
I don't know,
Hockey, I
maybe
haven't heard.
You can always go back and watch the replay of Topic List to find out in which Billy Basco does not make an appearance.
No, it wasn't. It was in Discord. That wasn't recorded, as far as I know, unless Billy got them all.
No, it
backed
was
up
in. It was after the stream, and I would
Thanks
talk
for
about.
thanks for nuking those replays, guys. Appreciate that.
Oh,
Yeah, so don't go and watch. Anyway.
yes, go rewatch it because I actually did slip up there. No, I'm just kidding.
Get busy, y'all.
Ooh, lead. Man, it's so soft. It's driving me crazy. This thing sharpens.
That's
like
what she
blood.
said.
Have you seen those metal pencils with the screw-on tip?
No.
It's like so the shaft of the pencil is just like a aircraft
Shaft.
aluminum pencil. The rod of the pencil is metal.
Rod.
And
The
it just
main
looks like
vein
a
of the
pencil.
pencil.
Yeah, the main vein, the main throbbing blue
Yeah,
vein of
screw on the
the pencil is metal, but then on the tip, it's like a screw-on cap that looks triangular. You know? So it's a pencil that stays sharp, and apparently it doesn't last as long as a regular wood pencil. But the shape that it's in, apparently you never have to sharpen it, and it can draw for 16 kilometers worth of lead in every screw-on tip.
Oh, it's that metal, solid metal pencil, isn't it?
That's what-
I get it. I now get it. I get it.
Y'all ever heard of that metal pencil?
No, but a lot of pencils are metal, have a metal case.
I'm fucking with you.
You mean the entire lead and pencil itself it's all metal. It's not in a case
Yeah,
or
and
anything.
it's like the tip is even metal too that screws on, but it's got a graphite like coating on it.
Yeah,
so
I
that
know.
You can just draw with it until it runs out and never have to sharpen.
Right, I now know what you're talking about, but the way you're describing it, I was.
It's awful.
I know.
Yeah, it sucks.
Back in
It's bullshit.
Kind of sucks.
You know, that is really cool, but I don't know if I would continually use that.
I wonder how it feels.
It's like
Well, yeah, I wonder what kind of lead. Like, because I think you can't get necessarily softer leads on it. It has to be a harder lead for it to just function the way it's designed. You know.
It sounds like a toy for pretentious people.
I know, a pencil you'd see on some pretentious executive's fucking desk or some shit.
Yeah, or some
architect, or
art
some bullshit.
school kid who thinks he's badass. You know,
right?
This is my magic pencil, and I'm
Sort
going
of
to be a
stab somebody
genius with
with
it.
One of my customers makes like custom he's on Instagram and he makes like custom weapons. Like out of like shit from like a junkyard. He's like, I think it's called like wasteland weapons or something on Instagram, and he like makes like like he made a out of a rotary brake for a bicycle. He made an axe for like my buddy's birthday, and his wife commissioned it because he likes the mountain bike, and so he had an old like disc brake from a mountain bike and made it a crazy axe with like a bike chain and shit, and he does all types of stuff. And
Dude,
he has
painful.
he has a they're called scar pens, and he grabs like a Sharpie, and then he puts like either it's like some kind of like he used to do them out of metal and then like dye them. So if you had a blue Sharpie, it would look like a blue Sharpie, and you take it and it kind of looks like the tip, but the tip is like a fucking stabbing mechanism. Like it's it's sharp as fuck, and it's meant to like you carry it on you, and a lot of women have been buying it for self-defense in case they need to like, it looks like a Sharpie, but it's actually like a sharp ass like spike once you pull the cap off. But they look like Sharpies. They're called scar pens.
That's scary.
If you talk about the metal pencils, you know, the first thing I thought about is stabbing somebody.
It's basically a shank.
Back when I was
Shanks.
when I was younger, I used to do a lot of BMX bike, freestyling kind of stuff. And you reminded me the whole gear thing. My chain had slipped while I was with a group of guys. We were riding, and I was pedaling along. The chain had slipped off the main disc where the pedals are with all the teeth in it, and I reached down coasting to pull that chain back onto the disc, and as I did, my foot slipped and pulled my finger through the gear and chopped half my finger.
Oh Jesus.
Right into the nail and everything.
Oh, that's horrible.
It is horrible. Good times.
Yeah.
One of the best times I ever had riding was with this friend of mine, and it was in the early 90s. We decided to go riding around downtown Austin, and it was in the evening. Sun hadn't gone down, and my friend and I was like, hey, let's go check out the Capitol. No joke, the doors to the Capitol were open. There was not a soul in sight, and we rode our bicycles in the Capitol for a little while. Nobody said anything whatsoever. We checked out all the floors and the dome and rode around, and crazy. Couldn't do that now, though.
Storm the Capitol.
They'd shoot you.
Good.
Yeah, they would.
It's kind of
worse than 9/11.
This was like 1991, somewhere around there.
What's AOC? She was hiding in her office when you were riding around on your bicycles.
That's right. She thought we were gonna flirt with her. Look at that juicy
booty.
Yeah,
Booty Latina.
Oh, the booty Latina. What are you drawing, Hockey?
A spaceship.
Is that
Yeah,
going to
spaceship.
be in? That's a weird thing to have in Oddities and Emporiums. The dress.
Yeah.
Sorry, what, Jason?
That's Hockey's book, Curiosities and Oddities Emporium, the dress. That's
Oh.
Hockey's book.
Here's,
Yeah.
I mean, I want to
Fancy.
kind of get you to remember this little bit of design language thing. Hockey is, you can always explain away future tech to fit into any size anything. So as you're designing and building this spaceship, if there's something that's essential to part of the spaceship's functionality, don't feel that you have to be beholden to what you think the shape should be now, because in the future, who knows how small micro tech, tech can be shrunk down and like fit into like different spaces. I would say do the shape language how that you just want the ship to look overall. Don't try to be too beholden to like how it needs to function. Fit the function into the form after the fact. Don't forget about it because you want the function to follow the form, but don't try to design it the other way where you're trying to get the form to follow the function. Because like since you're not really building a real thing, don't constrain yourself,
Make the ship tiny is what he's saying.
Yeah.
Can you guys see chat, or is it just me?
I'm blanked out for some reason.
He was frozen. He was frozen for a little
you were
while.
frozen for
When
a
you
while.
switch-
long time actually.
When you switched around, then all of a sudden my image disappeared. My
It's
visage.
gone, yeah.
Your visage.
Yeah, why am I over
I'm
here?
here. Well, this.
Try maybe reload in maybe.
Flip us back.
Yeah, it happens every time I get on your channel, Jay. This happens at some point.
It's that melon app.
Melon Streamlabs.
It's
Yeah,
Streamlabs Talk Studio now.
yeah. Well, melatonin.
Yeah, they gotta actually have an app. Like Streamlabs has an app that you can use, and it's like almost like OBS that you can set up and stuff.
Maybe I should set up my OBS here. And
That's what I'm
stream
running through is OBS.
Stream off of it.
Maybe just refresh the browser. Maybe that might work.
We'll turn off all my bootleg Russian comic book websites.
Comicomics.com.
Comic Comics.
Shop or Mark shops.
Let's see. Streamlabs, you said?
I knew he was a commie.
What about OBS Studio? Will it work?
That's what I'm using is OBS Studio.
That's what I use.
That's what I'm using.
All right, let me turn OBS Studio on.
I've moved on to do something else, Billy. But there's things I want the ship to be. So
I know we've had. I was trying to just give you some encouragement because I know we've had long conversations about your spaceship.
What do you want it to be, Hockey? What do you want your ship to be?
It's kind of the company that runs the ship, or owns the ship, whatever. They're really into module stuff, so everything's module. So they can mass produce one thing that can be
stack it.
Yeah.
Well, then that's the other thing is you should be looking at other things that are currently like that, as for inspiration. Like, I mean, you should be looking at how they stack and unstack huge shipping containers, or like ships in general, and see if you can't start borrowing some, because then we can relate to it. Like, so immediately when you see it, you'll be like, oh, not only is that a spaceship, I can tell that it's like modular and fits into other pieces. They did a similar thing on
Star Trek.
Yeah, well, I was gonna say, even in anime, what do you call it?
Just do a bunch of trailers
on Cowboy Bebop. Remember the episode Heavy Metal Queen? All the space truckers, like those space trucks, looked in the series. They were all like, the trailers were all hexagon shapes, and like when you see like where the truck stop was, it looked like a huge honeycomb, and the spaceships would actually drive into the hole that they would have, and the trailer part would hook into that honeycomb part, and then the spaceship that was hauling it, like basically the semi-truck front, would then detach, and you saw this huge big wall in space with like all these honeycomb blocks in it, of like where the truckers would park.
It's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's like two forms of it on Star Trek. There's one where there's shipping containers on ships that stacked end to end, and then there was one on Enterprise where they ended up at this space station where they weren't cubes, but they look like D&D dice kind of shapes, and they would attach to each other. And
and make clumps, like all attached by their faces. That's kind of neat.
Yeah,
I like that one too. I like designing spaceships that don't look like they're ever meant to enter any orbit, or any atmosphere. Like, nope, this is a spaceship that was built in space and could never land on ground anywhere because its shape is just so odd, and it's only meant for space travel, that it was never built with landing on a surface of a planet ever in mind.
Like a hub.
Well, it can be any weird shape. It could be like an upside down pyramid and shit.
That's kind of what I was going with. That doesn't need to conform to aerodynamics.
Yeah.
Say dynamics again, Hockey.
Dynamics.
Ah, damn it! No, the way you did it, because you said it fast. Dynamics.
Dynamics.
Aerodynamic.
Demonomics.
Yeah, dynamics.
Aerodynamics.
Love it.
Dimensions.
Dianetics.
Dianetics. I like dimensions.
I've only got one comeback for Matt Barr at this stage. Don't let me make up comebacks for all of you bastards.
Oh my god.
What's your comeback for Matt Barr?
I know. Matt Barr's like, hey, check it out. I'm going to do an Australian voice. Isn't that funny, Hockey? Hockey's like, yeah, hilarious.
It's so funny. I've heard it so many times. It gets funnier every time I hear it.
Should you hear Shelby's Australian accent? It's flawless.
Is it better than Matt Barr's Asian?
Actually, I do think it's worse.
Wow,
It's
that's saying a lot.
It's notoriously terrible.
I love it when people try to do an accent and it just comes out just horrible. It's so good. Hearing Matt Barr try to do any Asian is just, it's like an exercise in frustration. Like hearing him, because he tries so hard to get it. You know, he just can't. He does a bunch of other accents really good, but like the Asian, like he cannot.
He has some really good impressions too.
For his life, like he would get waterboarded to shit if they asked him to like now do Asian. Like again.
So like, okay, you asked for it.
He does Gaitian well.
Gaitian.
Gay Asian.
Gay Asian.
As long as it's gay, he gets nailed it.
I'm like, is that a new type of geisha? Like the geishas?
No, gay Asian.
Gay,
He does that well. Asian.
Gaitian invasion.
Asian invasion. Almost sounds like Jason invasion. But no, I like calling Jason by his other better nickname, Better Luke.
Better Luke.
That's really complimentary to Luke.
Well, it's better than it's a lot better than calling you worse, Luke, when I slipped up.
He's being nice to him. You're
I can't
insulting
believe
him.
how bad I was trying so hard to like rag on you that like I just stepped on my own tongue and fell on my own face there, right into a pile of poop.
No, I think you did by saying I'm better Luke. It's like, well, that's terrible for Luke. What are you insulting Luke for? You didn't understand life.
It's not Luke's fault. He was born that way.
Wow. what is this turning Luke? What
like,
did Luke
we're gonna
do?
call
He's not
you
even here
Luke.
to defend him.
He's not even here.
He's not even here
We're
to
gonna
defend
call
him.
you Luke just for the sake of to not make it confusing, but we wish we could have named you Jason.
Crickets.
He didn't do anything to you but be nice, and you're ripping him apart while he's not even here.
I know, to defend himself.
Yeah,
you're
Well, that's how I
mocking
do.
the
Well, I mean,
dead.
that's how
they
that's
can't
how I work best. Pot shots from afar. You know,
Mhm.
it's kind of my MO.
Well, there's a good thing I can make clips that I can send to people. So.
You haven't seen us play Fortnite before? that's what we do. From a distance.
You make fun of Luke on Fortnite?
From a distance.
I think
Yeah.
No, take pot shots from a distance.
All right, I'm gonna zap out and come back in and see if I can fix this camera business.
Yeah, just make
I
sure
agree,
within
man.
OBS you assign the camera, and then you make sure hit that one button that says Start Virtual Cam.
Right, gotcha.
He probably knows how to do it, Billy.
I'm just-
No, I don't.
Oh, you don't?
You gotta, and then when you come back in, you gotta make sure that you choose when you're joining here that you're using Virtual Cam as your camera that you're choosing.
Gotcha.
I mean, it's working fine. That's the thing.
All right, let's try.
He's gonna come back and it's gonna look like a fucking ESPN show. He's gonna have like fucking scrolling lower thirds, animated backgrounds and
Yeah,
shit. Fucking a virtual desk in front of him with little blue, 3x5 cards that he can fucking like tap on the desk like he's a David Letterman and shit.
It's gonna be all professional. It's gonna be dope. I was the only one watching. I wonder if there's more people.
What do you think? What's his music guy that is on it?
Paul Schaefer?
Yeah. What do you think, Paul?
Well, that was Letterman doing it.
Yeah. What do you think there, Paul? Chong. Right? Right? Chong. Yeah. Chong. Chong. I remember seeing an episode of David Letterman once where he cut his own pant legs off for some reason. Like he had a PA.
Yeah, I remember that.
Scissors. And then he's like, "Hey, Paul, you cut your pant legs off too." And Paul's like, how about we just not do that? He's like, "No, come on, Paul. Get over here and cut your pant legs off too." And Paul's like, "All right." And he like goes over there and he cuts his pant legs off, so they're both like now wearing shorts. And he's like, "Paul, what's up with your pants there?" And he's like, They're silk-lined Armani slacks that you just had me cut through. Like, and he's like, silk-lined slacks. I was like, holy shit! Like that, those pants probably cost more than I make in a year. Like,
Oh, that checks out.
Silk-lined slacks.
silk-lined Armani slacks, dude.
What a
Like,
world.
Yeah.
right?
No, I remember that. He did that like for a whole week or something. Where he cut his pants every episode. Because I remember Norm was on one time, and then Norm had to get his pant legs cut.
Yeah, yeah. Oh, Paul was not stoked. He got roped into that whole thing. I'm pretty sure wore jeans the next day.
Yeah.
You know, his silk-lined jeans, the cheap pants he had.
Silk-lined
Silk-lined jeans.
Designer jeans.
I didn't even know they made silk-lined pants. That's fucking crazy.
I kind of liked Letterman, though.
I was a fan. Yeah.
Depending on his guest, I was a fan. Actually, I kind of liked when he didn't like his guest because he was such an asshole.
Well, and he always just came off as like a guy that they pulled in from off the street and just gave a show to.
Pretty much, yeah.
You know, it's like he exuded the thing of just like, yeah, I'm just doing this shit. You know, like what the fuck? You know, like his shtick was that, like he seemed unprofessional. You know, like
I heard him explain it. He said, "No one likes the smart guy," and even though David Letterman's actually a pretty smart guy,
right?
He played the dumb guy.
That's why I think Conan worked really well too. He was he did a similar thing where he was,
but like goofier.
Yeah.
Like
And
Conan
you
was
know
like,
they're pretty intelligent guys. Like Conan's pretty intelligent. He wrote some excellent Simpsons episodes.
well, I would say that like Letterman was like the Yosemite Sam, while Conan was like the Bugs Bunny.
Bugs Bunny.
Both Looney Tunes, but just different approaches.
Mhm.
Like
But Conan had those great like opening skits, like the
his
mouth and the
monologues were
faces.
iconic, and the skits that he had, they were really
In the
good.
year 2000, that one always picked. The year 2000.
Which none of that came true apparently. But
Yeah, well, they were doing it in like 1999. You know?
did Chad come back yet, or
He hasn't
Did
come
you
back
see
yet.
him?
Said
Where-
someone
where's
else.
Sam, Billy?
you see him.
And Hockey's
Yeah, I've
gone
been
too.
here just double checking to make sure I don't miss
Hockey's
him.
right there.
Oh wait, oh Hockey's right there.
That's hockey right there.
Hockey is growing. Hi.
I just like to call Hockey not as good Rory.
That checks out.
That's an inside joke. It's for all the Australians out there.
Because the only Australians that exist are my family.
Right. Rory is the name of Hockey's wife. So give a little shout out to the better
You're here,
half.
Rory.
Hey.
She doesn't even watch my channel, so she's not going to watch JBot. Sorry, JBot.
Yep. Nope. My wife doesn't even watch my channel.
I like
Come
that
with-
Bar's
come
wife
with the
caught him
guys.
being fucking vulgar and shit tonight. He's like, oh shit, my wife just walked by when I said that one pink two in the stink thing or whatever he had said. And I was like, fuck, dude. Yeah, well.
You heard half the things he said, man. That was the bad one.
See,
Yeah, right.
see, I cleaned it up because I have family
No,
around.
I said-
So,
we're in the Discord, and I said that I got that one thing to pick on Matt Barr after 2 years, and I'm going to milk it. And he goes, "Oh, I'm going to bend you over and milk you." And
Yeah, he's like, oh shit, my wife just walked by when I said that. Apparently, she's come in on him before and like had to even
Right.
rein it in. She's like, who are you talking to right now? He's like, these fuckers on fucking Fortnite and shit. She's like, it's like a 12-year-old. You need to calm down. Like,
You can't even hear us.
Overstimulated.
That's the best part.
like, you're like calling like a child right now, like horrible slurs.
Yeah, we're doing well when we're playing together.
Yeah.
Three of us, we're a bunch of old guys, don't know what the hell's going on. We're just like,
Right.
all right, what? Let's go over here. Then you put
You've
somebody
never
who
heard
knows
of
what.
Unreal Tournament? Like,
Then you put somebody who like knows what they're doing. As soon as you put them in our team, it's just failure after that. It's like no.
yeah.
You don't understand our dynamic.
Yeah, we're all equally confused here. That's what makes it work.
It's the only way it works.
We're all Indians, no Chiefs right now. They're like, I'm gonna meet you over there, and then it just fucking pew. Like, where'd he go? It's like, what?
Oh, this is a cool song. Little digital clarinet. It's like Kenny G if he was fucking hanging out with
3PO.
Or 3PO, yeah.
This is Cantina music.
Kenny 3PO.
This is Cantina music from a different place than Tatooine, though. This is like this is like Lower East Side Coruscant, fucking Cantina. You know?
Yeah, this is like
there's a bunch of Twi'lek smoking cigarettes, nodding in this club, like yeah.
The Martini Bar.
Yeah.
Yeah. The place where Luke doesn't know exists.
A bunch of Mon Calamaris with their death sticks nodding and fucking smoking and shit. Like, yeah.
It's like, we don't serve blue milk here.
We don't serve.
Oh, man.
I don't know. He might have went down like a warp pipe or something, not coming back.
I really like the little extra fairies that you peppered around the little acorn there. It's looking cool.
That's his little lantern in the story.
Oh, okay. Right on.
Oh, so they're like firefly, or just
little fireflies that live in the lantern. Yeah.
Hey, listen.
Mm-hmm.
Is it like an acorn light? Like, really?
Like, if you fucking say listen one more time, I'm gonna fucking murder you by fucking just ripping this cartridge without fucking turning the power off.
You know, I've had that.
Listen.
I've had that as like my text message alert for probably about like 10 years.
Yeah.
It's way less annoying outside of the game than in the game. Like in the game, I hate it.
Yeah, I'm sure it triggers people though. Like in the same way that, like, because when people hear my phone, they're like, "Is that Sonic?" I'm like, "Yeah, it's. I mean, I just collected a couple rings. Of course, it's Sonic." Like, And then I even do I even do the one where when I get a text message, it's a different Sonic coin thingy. It's like him getting hit by the coins.
Yeah.
So it's like all Sonic related, but like the telephone call is like when you finish a level, text message is getting a coin, and then all other like mail notifications, stuff like that is losing the coins, and it always like triggers like people.
Nice.
For a long time, the longest one that I ever had running is I had the codex from Metal Gear Solid, like the actual ring that
Yeah.
you know, as the actual thing, and people be like, "Oh my god, is that Metal?" I'm like, "Yeah, of course it's Metal Gear Solid." Like, got the Colonel calling me right now. Colonel Shadow Moses.
Metal Gear.
Metal Gear. Second floor. ID card. Jesus Christ. Seeing like you've never heard of what an ID card is before their snake. ID card. Second floor.
I gotta smoke cigarettes to see the lasers.
Cigarettes.
Yeah, I couldn't get it. First one was good. Second one, I didn't like it.
Really?
Yeah, I didn't like the second one. Because I was like, I'm gonna play a snake, bro. And then they're like, nope, you're playing as this motherfucker here.
That didn't bother me at all, just because it was like, it was the beginning for me that like, this series is literally off the rails. Because like, there was just so much crazy like fever dream conspiracy theories happening, and because that's when we learned about. It's like, oh, is it the Lale Lule Lo? I'm like, what the fuck is it, Lale Lule Lo?
Dude,
and
half
like,
that didn't make any
it's
sense.
the Patriots. It's the Patriots and the Lale Lule, and I was just like, what the fuck is happening? And it was just so much more over the top even than one was. That was like, I am all in for this shit. I'm like fucking Sniper Wolf and like fucking like all like octopus fucking whatever fucking chick and shit. I'm like,
yeah.
They just literally like took the fucking bath salts with number 2, dude. And I was like, even the ending, like I remember playing it, like having the controllers in my hand and being like, so did we win?
What happened?
Well, because it turns into like a soliloquy of like a fucking monologue of like a bunch of full motion video of like real world political intrigue and like, you know, oil companies and fucking all kinds. That I was just like, this is just bizarre. Like,
Yeah. And I probably would have been like, oh, cool, like, you know, whatever. In terms of like even like playing the first one, you know, because they're like, oh, this is a stealth game and blah blah blah. I'm like, okay, like, and I'm playing. I'm like, dude, I already played Tenchu, bro. Like,
yeah,
I'm sorry, man. Being a fucking ninja in a 3D space and be able to grab a hook to a roof and then jump down and fucking stealth kill dudes. I was like, dude, I already played Tenchu, so I'm playing like Metal Gear, and I'm like, it's okay. I mean, a lot of it just seems like bullshit, you know?
Yeah, it wasn't, as far as the stealth like play goes, it was definitely not the same game, or just, I mean, obviously, I mean, every Metal Gear's kind of reinvented itself as far as the stealth gameplay, but it definitely didn't feel like that tactical stealth espionage in 2, for sure. I would agree with you on that. But like I said, the thing that kept me going was just the fucking batshit crazy story. I was like, this is bonkers.
It's like spy espionage shit for weebs, is what it is.
Yeah,
it's like literally like it's literally like cranked up and anime, dude. You're just like, I'm like, okay, like, all right, like, take it easy, you know.
I've never played 3 or 4 to this point, but I've couch watched my friends play them, because like I didn't have a PlayStation 3, so or I didn't have a PlayStation 2 or PlayStation 3. I was an Xbox guy, so like I had to go over friends' houses and like watch them play the game, you know, and man, I'm so stoked that like 3 is getting remastered and gonna come out like on PC and shit, because like I've always wanted to play 3, and I've actually like I've heard now that like there's emulators where you can play 4, because 4 is the one I've always really wanted to play, where they finally did Old Snake, you know, like old, like I'm about to fucking die, you know, like, because it's considered chronologically the last one in chronology, even though it's not the last one to come out. And it's like when they, I mean, some of you I'm sure have like played it, but it was like when they were really starting to push like all the Metal Gear like now tech is like worldwide, and like people have access to it and shit, you know, like there was just walkers fucking on the battlefield everywhere and shit, you know, and like it was like Snake's now old, and it's gotten to a point where like, yeah, all this stuff that he was scared was going to happen has now actually just happened, you know.
All right, let's see. Chad's back.
Yeah, I don't know what to do. I've been playing with settings for the last few minutes.
We can't see you. Did you turn your camera on?
Yeah, I have my camera on, and there's just something wrong with it. This is so much fun. I tried OBS and then Streamlabs, and I'm still having difficulties.
Well, you know what? I will say these apps hate it when you try to change settings, obviously while you're streaming. They just don't want to adjust in the same way that a normal app that's on your hard drive behaves, you know. And I've had to actually restart my whole computer before, when I've gotten kicked off a stream or like my shit stopped working, like, because going back in, it just still didn't want to recognize shit, and just, you know.
Yeah, I'm not really sure what the deal is. Like, I was trying it while I was in the back before I joined, and I'm still having issues. So
usually, like, I have to do it before you even open up the web link to the show. You have to get all your camera shit figured out, because it's like the minute that web link opens, it's like reading some stuff in the background and not allowing you to do stuff. Like, you gotta
I had it figured out, and it was working in Streamlabs and both OBS. And when I was ready to join, it wouldn't do anything. I tried the different cam settings.
Oh man,
it's I never had this problem except with the melon.
Yeah. Well, I was saying to Jay last week, or go ahead. Sorry, Odin. Go ahead.
Oh, I was just saying, if I had a nickel for every time I heard that. But.
Yeah.
I'm glad though that Melon got bought out by Streamlabs, because Streamlabs runs the back end for a lot of the basic Twitch stuff, and their tech is way better than the Melon stuff. I'm sure that maybe, you know, I know the company just got bought out. They might not be using the Streamlabs tech yet, but I'm sure that will. I mean, when you're owned by a parent company, like, that's stuff that's usually gets implemented pretty soon. You know.
Yeah, this is bullshit.
Yeah, bull duty.
Sorry, bull duty.
Hockey's just changing gears all over the place,
I
man.
know, man. He's like
drawing
working on 80 different things.
spaceships. He did a picture of fucking the buckler. Fucking drew a chick's face. Fucking. Now he's working on interiors.
I'm just trying to see what I want to work on now.
With my head down, I can't even. I'm not paying attention to what you guys are doing. I'm like, oh, look at this stuff.
I finished drawing what I was kind of drawing for right now, so I've kind of just been on a break. I had to come up with 3 new designs for the next card I'm working on for that board game. I have to do a basically a fake little advert kind of picture for a cryptocurrency that's got a fox as the mascot. So Fox Coin.
Fox Coin.
Fox Coin.
Fuck.
I'll show it when we get to the end of the stream and we're wrapping up.
The fucking hound. Fox and
It's
hound.
going to be another 10 minutes probably. Wrap it up at 12.
Well, here I'll just so we're not doing it in the middle. In your
Whip it out,
applicant,
dog. Whip it out.
Would it be easier if I just shared it on my screen and you could make me big and then we don't have to do the whole?
That's what you want to do, yeah, sure.
Yeah, it's easier for me that way because I can do one button click on OBS.
Bam.
So here's and you guys tell me which one kind of strikes you as like the cooler idea of the 3. So we got one top right, the dollar motif.
Yeah. I like
that one.
Mm-hmm.
Personally.
Okay. Yeah,
They're
then
all
we got
cool.
treasure sigil. This one I was going for kind of be like a almost like a Hearthstone card back where it's kind of like a collage of just treasure thingies made into like a sigil, you know?
Mm-hmm.
So there's coins and gems and shit like that. And then the
I love the face on the bottom one though.
that
The
guy.
bug-eyed.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, that kind of blank expression too, but that's.
And then this is the evil rich little fucker.
Evil rich.
Yeah. Hopefully the client likes one of these and I can do that. The one that I worked on last week, I was super proud. It was one, like I was telling you guys last week, it was probably one of my better paintings I've done, so I'm stoked to jump in on this one.
Oh, hey, Flying Feline, how you doing? Thanks for stopping by.
Welcome.
We're going to be wrapping up here in about 10 minutes. I'm glad you're able to stop on by. Every
You can,
Wednesday, 10 p.m. Eastern.
You can make you big again. Your drawing thingy.
I'm always big, dog. Yeah.
Yeah, those lead holders that people like, I have never been partial to those things. I couldn't get into it.
I saw a nice one that I might order from Amazon. It actually looks like a pen. Like it actually looks like comfortable. I'm like, that thing's awesome.
They do like David Finch and just wrap it in tape around where it's like, yeah, it works for me.
But I can
like
move my
that. I like
hand
the
too.
holder.
Like I'll
It
move
took
my
me a while.
hand up and down.
I just got so used to drawing with mechanical pencils for so long when I was a kid that like if I'm not drawing with a mechanical pencil, I just don't like it. People are like, well, what about the different lead softness? I'm like, fucker, I got 7 different leads that I put into my mechanic. And when I was still drawing traditional, yeah, I had a different colored mechanical pencil that was in the same line, you know, so because I really liked a particular one, a Pentel one. So I just bought like 4 or 5 of them that all had, they were either, 0.5 or 0.7 or 0.3 and then like different colors that I would put different leads into because I just like that click, man.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's
something about the blue I like. I really only started messing around with them since I started.
Well, you can get blue lead. You can get blue and red.
Yeah.
And for mechanical pencils, I kept one of those handy as well, just because I did like using the blue.
Which one did you like? What do you think was the most comfortable mechanical pencil? Because maybe that's it. I just have just sticks.
Here, I'll bring up a picture of it right now. My favorite one.
Because I'm down to get some nice ones.
There's a few Pentels that are pretty nice. Yeah.
The one that I use, it looks like an old school fountain pen. It's called the Pentel Carry. Yeah, Kerry. And I'll show you a picture of it.
Amazon that bitch right now.
I got it up on my screen. See how it's kind of fat in the middle. It's what they call the blimp, like a blimp shape. It's like actually fatter in the middle and it tapers down at each end.
Uh-huh.
Oh yeah.
I can't change it. I'm trying to change it. Let's get big.
Yeah.
Don't let me.
And that
Nice
thing
one.
on the back is a cap that actually comes off and caps on the other side, but then the cap becomes the back and it still clicks. But yeah, it's an old design it's from the 70s, but like I said, it feels like one of those old ink fountain pens. You know, it definitely feels fatter in the middle, so I don't have to wrap it with tape and tapers at the ends. Yeah.
Nice. That's just lead, right?
Oh, there was the first one I got right there, the red one.
Oh yeah.
Love that pencil. They're about $15 a piece, but for a mechanical pencil, it was my favorite one I ever used.
It's 5 millimeter. 5 millimeter.
You can get it in 5, 3, or 7. Okay. Comes in all 3 sizes. And you can get it in forest green, red, blue, or black, as far as the color of the pencil too.
Yeah.
Nice that it comes in 0.3. It's hard to find pencils with them because I have like tons of lead for it, and I switched to the same one as JBot. I have all that 0.3 lead.
No, I mean, and that's why I started looking for pens that had you could get it in multiple sizes, because I wanted to start drawing with the red lead and the blue lead, and I think the blue lead the blue and the red, if I'm not wrong, only comes in 0.7. You can't get that in 0.5 because it's too brittle.
Yeah, they can't make that fine.
Yeah, so I had to find a mechanical pencil that, you know, it's just like, oh shit, I needed to be 0.7 too.
Yeah, and I think that's always been my issue with blue lead that annoys me, is like, it's like JBot, you're talking about it, like the waxiness to it, kind of. That means you can't get like as good of a point, you know.
Yeah, you always got to sharpen it. This one looks pretty good.
Well, I have 2 of these, and one I keep dull on purpose, and then one I sharpen all the time. So.
I got the rear of my camera to work for some dumb reason.
Hey, sort of.
Let's share this real quick. It's the one I was eyeballing. Beep 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 beep. It's probably some Chinese brand or whatever.
I'm sure Pentel's Chinese too.
It's called My Life. My Life.
Looks
like
a decent pencil.
Me?
Yeah, My Life unit.
This is good. Like, I like this, the rubber on it and stuff.
Yeah.
It's pretty nice. Is there a 20 millimeter?
Yeah, these are getting. No, I thought it was expensive, but it wasn't. It was like $7.
Yeah, this one, the one I'm looking at.
Yeah.
Yeah, you get 2 of them, I guess. Right? You get 2
for
of them.
Not bad.
Multicolored. You know. Yeah, I don't know. I guess you get 2 of them.
Set of pencils.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like ones that like have a lot of metal on them, just because I've had plastic ones that end up just overused for too long. Either the plastic gets weird. Or... Yeah.
I wonder how they'll work in this sharpener though. I got like one of these one of these sharpeners.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, yeah.
You know, somewhere they'll fit in there. That's the problem. Even this one isn't fitting in there right. I'm like, what the heck, man?
Oh, really? Because you have the same sharpener and the same pencil as me, but mine works.
Yeah, it's Stadler. Yeah, 502.
Yeah.
But it's like even when I use the Stadler itself, like I have to like stick it out some so it comes out, and then I sharpen it, and then it breaks. I'm like, God damn it.
Oh, yeah. Well, you do have to let it sit out a little bit to get down in there. But...
Yeah, it's like, dude, what the hell? It's the same thing, you know. But it's like that. Maybe it's this lead that I'm using too. I'm trying a new lead, so.
Yeah, like I said, the blue stuff.
This flying feline.
Hey, look, it is flying feline.
Art. Is hockey high? I don't know. I think he's high in life.
He's high on drugs.
I'm throwing flying feline.
There you go. Yeah, I'm trying this new lead here, this June gold. And not impressed. Not as good as the Stadler stuff.
June gold.
Yeah. I got 36. Let's try it out. And everybody was giving it good reviews and shit. But I think I like the Stadler stuff better.
Yeah.
Yeah, you just mess with stuff till you find what you like.
Yeah. Why do you think I'm high?
Nice.
Like
Streets Rage going in the background. Nice.
Oh yeah, I turn on the TVs and I got the Genesis thing going and then the NES.
You had Dirt Worm Doug on there a minute ago.
Yeah, this Genesis one has like 40 games on it. So it's like the official little mini Genesis that they came out with, and then I have like the little Nintendo hooked up to the other TV. So Gradius is on the other one.
There's an IP that I was in love with, Strider.
Oh yeah, the one on the 360 that was like really dope, and nobody got it. Like that 360 PlayStation 3 era.
Yeah, it was still well, I think because I got it on PlayStation 4. Like it was one of the, but it was a full Metroidvania version of Strider. That game was dope.
I think it's on sale for like $4 right now. None of we're talking about it. I saw it. I saw it on Twitter. They're like, "Oh, Strider on sale, $3.99."
I mean, not to be blasphemous of where it gets its name from, but like just because I'm playing through, actually, I played through a bit of Metroid Dread this year and kind of had a stop point where I was just like, man, I don't know how much I'm enjoying myself with this right now. And I was like comparing it. I'm like, well, what's the last Metroidvania that I played that was really good? I was like Strider, and I didn't have any bottleneck points in that where I felt like I was just like, this kind of sucks. Like, Strider was really good. I think quite possibly even better than Metroid Dread.
Yeah, I think the problem with Dread, what I didn't like is they make you do the Emmy stuff.
Dude, I hate it. That's what I'm on my 5th Emmy, and I'm like, I'm not gonna do it, dude. It stresses me out, and it's not fun.
I'm on 3, and I'm like, screw this game, man.
Well, dude, and after the 3rd one, they're like, all Emmys have been shut down now. I'm like, oh, thank God. I'm like, I did it. It passed like the threshold to shut down the Emmys, and then I got to another point, basically in the plot, where they're like, Emmys have been re-engaged. I was like, fuck this. I'm out. Not gonna do this again. I already shut him down once.
Hey, Drew made it. What's up, Drew?
Not much. Can you hear me?
And now the show's over. Good night, everybody.
Good night, Drew came. Now we can leave.
Don't tell me you've been having problems with the thing too.
Is my audio working? Do I sound like I'm in a bathroom?
I'm gonna have to boycott Jay if he keeps using this software.
Dude, I got it for such a deal. I can't. You know what I mean? I got the almost the top tier for $15 for life, man. So I got to see how it translates over to StreamYard. Dan, what's up, Dan?
All I hear is 80s made saying that shit. She's like, but I paid a really good price for it. Let's just use it. I'm like,
yeah, use it now.
Yeah.
But we got StreamYards at home. Like but I want real StreamYards.
I'm having such a great time playing with this.
I'm hoping Streamlabs.
So this is Streamlabs, not Melon or StreamYard?
It's Melon.
It's Melon.
Yes.
Streamlabs bottom.
Oh, seriously? Is that?
Yeah.
Why did I
bought Melon? Yeah.
Yeah. So it's
well, I got the same deal you got, so I was like, I'm not going to spend $30 or $40 a month. That's absurd.
Yeah.
I think Streamlabs thing is like 17, and that's like their like $50 tier or like their $75 tier that the other guys were offering or something. I saw a little alert on it. But Streamlabs has like an app or whatever, like an actual application that you could download and use on your computer.
Yeah,
and you can like set everything up or whatever. But
it's
I don't know. I like this. I like this better.
OBS.
It was a little bit. It seemed too complicated for me.
Yeah, I like it better too.
I'm not gonna lie. This is the best service I've ever seen.
So, I'm sitting here like an idiot trying to put together my entire tech setup, and I realized, moron, you have a phone. You can just join it on your phone. I'm like,
oh yeah.
Yeah, so this is actually my cell phone. I've mounted where I had my webcam, and it's got a better image, and I don't have to do this Frankensteinian daisy chain with my laptop. And I'm like, I could have been on here 20 minutes earlier. You guys, it's been so long since I've been streaming that I had shit all over my desk, and I was like, my drawing table. You know you're a lapsed artist when your drafting table is laying flat and there's crap on it.
Yeah, that's not a good sign, Drew.
It's been a minute, so. But
Yes. Well, good to see you, man.
yeah, thank you. I don't really have much to draw. I got an idea that I was working on, but I hadn't actually had time to flesh it out. But I did see The Flash tonight, so.
Oh, that's
anybody
out.
got any- It is not out. It is
not out.
It is a unfinished screening of it, free screening. So I was supposed to do this last week, but I was the first person in line that got cut off from getting in because it's first come, first serve. The way they do this is they send out. You can print a pass and you can show up, and if you're in the line first, and all the other idiots that were supposed to show up don't show up, then they let you in. And so last week I did that, and then they said, well, we'll give you a first in line pass for the next showing, which was tonight. And so like, yeah, sure, what the hell, I'll try it. And so I got in tonight, and it's a pretty good movie. It really, I'm not gonna lie. It's not something I was like super excited to rush out and spend money on. So getting to see it for free was cool. But it's clearly not finished. The effects definitely need work, and I'm sure that they sent this print out and like a month ago, and they've been working on it ever since. But the movie ends and that's it. They don't have credits, don't have anything. It just ends and you're done. And they threaten you with your life to not record anything and put your cell phones in your pockets or they'll kick you out. So, but anyway, I would
So
say
you got some video?
But Drew was like, "Screw the man!" Filmed the
Yeah,
whole thing.
no,
I mean,
Let's
it
watch
just-
it, man.
not
just-
quite.
It
Give me
just
the
goes to show
spoilers.
that,
I'm ready. Let's go.
You gotta separate the artist from the art. Sometimes it's like, even though fucking Ezra Miller may be a total degenerate, like, doesn't mean that he can't pretend to be a person in a movie.
Yeah. I guess to pretend to be a normal person.
Ezra is, I think the reason that they're doing all these free screenings, honestly, is because they can't have him doing press because he's a loose cannon.
Right.
And they've clearly spent a ton of money on this movie, and who they have in it is, especially with Michael Keaton, etc. They can't afford for this to bomb, and so the lower the profile they keep. I'm pretty sure they've got him locked in a basement somewhere with security around it. And it's like, Ezra is not allowed. David Zaslav's like going, this mother effer is not allowed outside to see daylight. So
He probably likes it down there.
He just might. But yeah, so I was like, okay, so I went in not having much expectation because I wasn't thrilled with any of the casting decisions that they had made in the first place. And then I realized that they're doing the Flashpoint. So if anybody's ever read Flashpoint, it's very loosely adapted from that. And so I was like, okay, fine. They're doing this kind of multiverse thing that people are tired of. But I mean, I can understand the reasoning behind doing this. The bottom line, it's one of the top 3 DC movies of the past 10 years.
Nice.
And Ezra does a phenomenal job in this movie. I think he does a really good Barry Allen this time around, and I think part of what makes him a little bit off in real life really helps him in the film because of the way it's kind of like if you ever watch Back to the Future. One of the reasons it's so good is Marty McFly's or Michael J. Fox's facial reactions to things when things go crazy.
Wait,
And
you turned a DeLorean
into
a time machine?
Yeah. There's a lot of
How many
there's a lot
breaths
of
you gonna
stuff like
take
that.
between each word, buddy?
So it's a great movie. It's a bit slow in the first part of it, but there's good reason for building it the way they do. And then in the back end of it, you get a lot of stuff that I think if you're deep into DC production, like film production lore, you're going to be deeply rewarded for this. So
Nice.
I recommend looking into all the different production hell situations for DC superheroes in the 90s, because the more stuff you watch about that, like documentaries and stuff, the better the payoffs are going to be when you see it. So,
man, Nick Cage, Superman.
No comment at this time.
Fuck yeah, dude.
But
Did you see the documentary on that? It was really good.
Oh yeah, no, you should watch that for sure. 100% you should watch that. There's lots of great cameos. The director does a good job. There are some nitpicks I have.
Well,
And there you go.
Yeah, that's the right time to cut off.
Time's up.
That's what happens to me every time. Like,
that was DC saying, "Shh,
Melanie,
Shut us down! Illuminati's coming to get us all.
And what's up, Fanta? Good to see you.
Yeah, Fanta, Flying
Hello,
Felines.
Fanta.
we got all the
Flying
we
Felines.
got all the fabulous females here.
Yep.
The fabulous females, the F alliteration.
F's in chat for the ladies.
Hop back in, Hope. There we go. Shazam. Bam.
Shazam! So I can stop talking if I'm jinxing everything or
Nope, keep
irritating
talking.
people.
No, man.
I don't care.
So yeah, the acting is phenomenal. I was really concerned about was it Sasha Calle? Is that her name for Supergirl?
Mm-hmm.
But she does a really great job. And I mean, have any of you ever read Flashpoint?
I saw the DC animated movie.
Okay, so you know how in the Flashpoint timeline they've got this bizarre Superman. He's not like our Superman. That's the way that that's the method that they took with doing the Supergirl.
Mhm.
So I can appreciate that, and as such, she just crushes it. She does a really great job. I think the movie's kind of like it's almost like two movies that they put together. So it's like I wish you could have had more time with certain characters, like for example the Supergirl, because I think it would have had more impact than it did. But it's about the best Flash movie you could possibly expect given the situation that's currently going on with production. So yeah, I'd recommend it. I if I were going to give it a star rating, I'd give it a 4 out of 5. It's a crowd pleaser. There's lots of great moments in it. There's no politically, socially divisive issues in this film.
Wait,
So,
what are you trying to say? That just, I thought that girl that plays Supergirl, for the fact that she's in it, made it woke and fucking this and sorry.
Girl, though, I
Doesn't it
felt so bad,
automatically, can't we just make a shotgun decision here and decide what it is before we've seen it? Come on.
I feel bad that they chopped that poor girl's hair off because she had beautiful long hair, and they were just like, nope. And I was like, ugh.
Yeah, well, given how it plays out, it makes sense.
Oh, okay. So there's a narrative reason.
Well, they can't have her.
True.
Is there a narrative reason?
We can't hear you. Uh-oh.
If you can hear us, knock 3 times.
Clap your hands.
You can hear us. Wave your hands in front of Chad's camera.
Chad's camera. Oddly,
Okay.
there's a
Oh,
person
now
at
we
the
can hear you.
concession stand that was a dead ringer for 80s made. It was crazy. I almost took a picture.
Oh, really?
You should have.
I was gonna tag him. I was like, dude. But,
This one
anyway.
stupid camera works. Everything else is busted. What the hell?
So
I love that.
That's stupid. It works.
This movie, I think, is a good example of wait till you see it before you make snap judgments. I really believe that, and I mean, I'm not a fanboy of DC or a fanboy of MCU. I take each movie on a case by case basis. I know a lot of people have axes to grind, for good reason. Don't get me wrong.
Right.
The
But
third
I'm not
act
just gonna
has amazing
automatically hate
cameo.
something.
Oh, there's Dan.
Third
Holy
act.
shit.
Dan's here.
The
Yeah,
third act of that movie has an amazing cameo. That
Oh, you Nick Cage Superman, dog. Nick Cage
How
Superman.
many cameos? It's
Call
Shut
it.
up, dog! Shut up!
2,
Am I right? I don't know.
4, 5. There's like 5 or 6 cameos.
Why
Yeah,
is
yeah,
everybody
yeah.
coming in like as
But
like shows?
that one is pretty good. The one that JBot's talking about.
I haven't seen it. I have no idea. I just guessed.
Well, that better be in there.
They
now.
leaked that one. Somebody leaked it. I can't remember who it was.
Oh, I have no idea.
Oh. So
Yeah,
you're just
I don't do
going for it.
spoilers. I'm not gonna give you spoilers. Just
Spoil
trust
it!
me.
Let's spoil it.
If you want to see the
I'll
documentary,
probably go see it with the wife. That might be fun to go see.
We're over here streaming on Coco Melon. Let's spoil it.
Coco Melon.
Yeah.
Spoil it
The Coco
all.
Melon stream channel.
Well, you can go watch it, and then you can spoil it yourself. I have a rule.
I just got out of Shin. I just got out of Shin Kamen Rider.
Yeah. How was that?
A lot of fun. I liked it. It was on par with Shin Godzilla for me. But
nice.
and to a certain extent, I think I liked it better because it had like villains and shit. So it was kind of cool. Like Shin Godzilla, like Godzilla was the hero and the villain. So
right.
It's kind of a different thing. But this was rad because it was like a it's like a superhero, Japanese superhero film basically. There's like villains and shit and cool costumes. And it had a satisfactory ending, which I felt Shin Ultraman did not have.
Oh yeah, that's right. Shin Ultraman came out.
What about Shin Ramen Noodle?
All these
delicious.
Shins coming out.
Yeah.
You gotta be the best ramen noodle then.
Yeah.
Shin Kicker
But
Ninja.
yeah, I like this enough that like it while I was watching it, I was like, oh fuck, if there's a figurine of that guy, I'm gonna have to hunt that down. Like that's how cool it was.
Yeah, it's gonna be $300 for it.
It's a lot of CG, but like if you can get past that and some of like because it feels like a 60s like Japanese movie a little bit. Like it's got a little bit of that sort of Kill Bill, House of Leaves vibe, where like lots of stylized like villains and stuff. But I thought it was really good. I enjoyed it.
That's neat.
Yeah, I had to pay for it, so I really enjoyed it still. Because it wasn't. I have like I have a movie club thing that like they take like $30 out, and then I can watch 3 movies a week, and which ends up paying off after the first week. But this one was not included in that. It was like a special fee, so I paid it happily and was very happy with it. The fighting was cool. Good stuff.
That's awesome. That's what I kind of figured out. Like, sometimes it's like, oh, this thing sucks and woke and all that stuff, but it's like there's not that much stuff that I can watch that me and my wife can watch together that we can agree on. And like the Mandalorian's kind of one of those things. Usually kind of some certain superheroes are kind of, one of those things, some of them she's like, I don't care, and she's not a big, but some of them just like Spider-Man, she wanted to go see the last Spider-Man movie.
That movie was great.
So it's like, you know what I mean? So it's like, we ain't got nothing else to watch together. So it's kind of one of those things that's like, it doesn't look too bad. Like, all right, cool, I'll check it out.
Right.
Like I said, I enjoyed Mandalorian season 3. It's just you could tell they were like broke. We ain't got money, guys.
I did not enjoy that season. I'm trying to forget I watched it.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, after seeing Book of Boba Fett, I was like, dude.
Yeah.
Like it wasn't. Book of Boba Fett's the worst in my opinion. Like that's
it's pretty bad.
I lump all that shit
I didn't mind
together.
because everybody was saying how woke season 3 was. I'm like, just because of Jack Black and Lizzo, I'm like, this is a
I don't think it
Scooby-Doo
was woke.
episode.
I thought it was just boring.
Yeah, I was like, okay. Like they were just like, but at the same time, I got this feeling that they were like, okay, we're gonna do it like this. We're gonna kind of put a bow on this on this leg of the journey, just in case if old dude doesn't come back, they can kind of shift and take it in another direction. So it's like, oh, okay. Like, but I didn't mind it.
Yep. So,
oh no, we lost Drew. No, did he shut his camera off? I was going to say, Drew, what you
my
working on?
camera's being stupid.
Okay.
Stupid app.
Melon.
Melons.
Melon's haunted.
Man, I'm telling you, it's melon.
hey, I finally got myself back on camera.
There you go.
Holy cow. It does not like Streamlabs or OBS.
Yeah, they're probably doing all kinds of freaking coding and shit. Oh, did Drew leave? Drew. Oh yeah, he left. Okay. He's back.
This should go by Drew Comics, not like
Drew Comics.
Yeah,
Drew's Comics.
Draw with Drew.
Yeah, his thing's still being a butt.
Drinking with Drew.
Got to be this app.
Hockey's drawing a J for you, Jay.
It's a JBot.
It's a JBot.
It's a JBot.
Cool, man.
Have a good evening, Flying Feline.
Yeah, thanks for stopping by.
Later, feline.
Bye, Flying Feline.
Fine.
We're losing
Oh
everybody
my
now,
God.
Jay.
Chuck this. Okay, so what do you mean? You don't like comics with Drew?
No, I was just thinking drawing with Drew.
Can't hear you.
Oh, great.
Uh-oh.
Loving the melon.
So not comics with Drew. Huh? What should it be? Drinking with Drew?
Drinking and Drew.
Drew with Drew.
Drinking and Drew.
I know a German
I
girl named...
wanted something that was just. Is
Sorry,
Drew
go
my
ahead.
real name?
Is now.
Oh, are there
What
two
was
of
the
you here?
question?
Comics with Drew.
There's one of me.
times
No idea
two.
what's going on.
It's a full panel.
Times 2 with
It's a
Drinking
full
and Drew.
panel.
I know a German girl named Indra, and she signs all her work Indron.
Okay. Were you asking if my name is actually Drew? Yes,
Nope.
it is.
No, that was not the
Okay.
question. The question is, how come you don't call the show Drew by Drew, or I drew it, like with
Yeah.
your name in there?
Drawing
Use your
and
name as a
with
pun
Drew.
is what you're saying. Yeah.
Well, because I don't normally draw. I mean, I am
You're a writer.
drawing occasionally, but
He
normally I'm
reviews
just
comics. Yeah.
talking about comics. So
Talking about Spider-Man comics.
Drew draws.
a lot. You know, I'm trying to talk about more than Spider-Man comics, but they just suck so hard, and that's what people want. It's like I do all this work on a video, no one watches it, then I bitch about Spider-Man, and then
They're like, he
I get
likes
more
it?
views.
All right, next video.
Talk about Johnny Depp more.
Gotta talk about Amber Heard, right?
He likes World's Finest. Fuck that. I don't want to watch this shit.
Yeah, you want viewers, man. Talk about Johnny Depp.
I just,
Fuck
I still
that
don't
shit.
get it.
I did
Don't get
a
it.
short. with
People want to
Johnny
be
Depp.
angry.
I did a short with Johnny Depp last week and got more views than I've ever gotten just off of one 30-second video.
Yeah.
So more to come is what you're saying, right?
No. But I was experimenting. I wanted
Johnny
to see.
Depp only.
Change your channel to Johnny Depp Talk.
I was just curious.
The Depp Depot.
It
I
might
don't
be.
know if-
It's
I
better
don't know
than
if I
like
can-
not
We're
being able to sell
talking Depp.
comics and then just like
Getting a little.
okay, now I'm just gonna read the Bible.
I just don't know if I could be like Tug and just go.
Is he
Make that your
still
thing.
doing Johnny Depp shit?
Yeah.
I think so.
Why?
It's his bread and butter right now. Like,
Yeah.
It's just,
One
I
fly in
just,
my house won't leave me alone.
I just don't. I have too much self-respect than to be a Johnny Depp fanboy forever.
I can't be angry about anything that long.
No, well,
Yeah.
yeah,
It's in
that
my head.
too.
Also, it's
Hey,
clear, like
I'm-
you know, like I said,
Listen.
one video is the same, like it's the same
If-
premise all the
if it
time.
works, for him, great. It's great.
Sure.
just-
Not for me.
It's not for me. I would
I
like.
just
to
went and
talk about
saw
comics.
Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas and was admiring the acting skills of one Benicio del Toro.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Johnny
it's a
Depp
shame
was
they-
pretty good. But
shame they
Benicio
wasted
del
him in
Toro
Star
was
Wars.
so good.
Yeah.
So I should start a Benicio del Toro channel is what I'm saying.
You should.
Yeah.
Only if he has an abusive girlfriend.
I'm sure he does, or he's the abuser probably, but I could like make content make it controversial, being like, I still believe in him.
You could call the show Flippy for real.
Flippy for real.
Because I'll flip you for.
Oh.
It was like from Usual Suspects. He's like, I'll
Yeah,
flip,
yeah.
I'll flip you for real.
I forgot he was in that. It's been a while since I saw that one. That was a good movie.
It sounds like I'm being rebooted right now. Like,
yep. So what you working on, Drew?
Yeah, Drew.
Okay, so I basically I had this bunny rabbit that turns into an alligator monster, and occasionally, I don't know if any of you are right. I don't know who all is on here, but if you're writing comics or writing a story, sometimes something will just hit you out of nowhere, and you're like, "Oh my god, that's amazing!" And so that's kind of like
called
what
an
happened.
epiphany.
Yeah. It's like you just feel so energized, and what I just had this image in my mind of how I wanted this little lab experiment to go. And so you know how you watch movies where someone does something that's against the rules, but it seems like it's inconsequential, but it eventually leads to devastating or catastrophic consequences. You know what I'm talking about? Like it's a lot Jurassic Park. I'm just going to go
like inviting Billy onto a live
shaving
stream.
cream out, and then boom, and all of a sudden it leads to dinosaurs conquering the entire planet. So my lab tech is going to be bringing his support bunny rabbit, which I'm drawing right now, and it's going to be like on Halloween night, and he's going to have him in a little alligator costume, and so he's going to break out of his little cage, which he was not supposed to be in this lab, and he's going to get loose. And he's going to wind up getting zapped by dark matter ray beams or something like that, and turning into the monster. So I just had this really cute idea of what he should look like, and that's what I was telling you. I had an idea to work on this, but I'm literally doing my very first draft on this right now. So it's going to look like garbage.
That's all right.
Great.
Yeah, sounds like fun, man.
Mm-hmm.
It's when you're drawing bunny rabbits, it's like, oh, they look so cute, but then you're trying to think about what they actually look like, and then then you get kind of like hung up. Wait, like that's not what a rabbit looks like.
I'm trying to think the last time I drew a rabbit.
I just drew one last week.
Probably for my kids.
Kinda.
Here's some interesting comic book news. An article written by Chris Arant, famous anti-CGer. The header of the article says Image Comics Workers Union files unfair labor practice charges against the comics publisher. So yeah, looks like the people that couldn't get their union started are now suing Image.
Yeah.
What?
For unfair labor practices.
Yeah. You let us start a union, you assholes.
Here I am working for you, and I'm suing you while I'm working for you.
Thanks for the union, fucker.
Wow. That takes some big huevos, man.
Takes some serious delusion.
Why do they need a union? What are they doing?
They tried to start a union 3 months ago, and
they make comics.
Not even the artists, right? It's like all the fucking
The
like
office
people,
workers.
like the office people, like the not even the janitors, just like the office people or
Like,
something.
And
administrative assistants are forming a union.
It
They're
got
not like in
nixed.
a factory making cars.
It's specifically a comics union by people who don't actually make comics.
It got nixed though, didn't it? By Image somehow.
It's all creator owned. They get their own teams, and then they're make their own
independent.
shit. So how is there even a reason?
Well, I'm guessing, like they're saying, it's the staff for Image, which Image itself as a company is not creator owned.
And the staff, as part of what they wanted the union to be, was able to gatekeep what books were being published by Image.
Mm-hmm.
And regulate whether they were diverse or not.
Safe space enough.
Yep. So interesting.
This is oh holy shit.
Huh?
Yeah, Bill's checking it out. Oh, Bill sees something. What's he doing? What?
These
He
guys make
looks
some
like a
good points
cat.
here.
He looks like a cat that's
Chasing a laser beam.
yeah. Look at him. Look at his face. Well, that's exciting, Billy.
What?
Good job, Billy.
Yeah, you said like.
We thought you were gonna tell us
wait.
like what you
Way to
found.
go, Billy.
Oh, sorry. There was too much audio happening. It made my
Nice
brain
job.
hiccup. Yep.
Good,
So yeah, this we got a little video submission from a creator here. Me just 'cause I want to be able to share the audio. Yes, I understand.
Billy, don't share the audio.
Okay, here we go. I'm sharing right now. Little.
Okay.
Oh, get yours.
Oh wait.
Have
Here.
a video feed.
Oh yeah.
Hey, look at this squirrel.
I think that lower
Yeah.
really works well.
That's one determined squirrel.
I'm bored. Look at this squirrel.
If I shake it enough, the stuff comes out.
No, like the weight difference, I guess.
It's a big plastic hopper that holds a lot of bird seed.
Yeah.
But it's got a couple of design features on it that are made.
This is
to
a video from my
repel
parents.
Squirrels. Keep them away from the bird feed.
Is it trying to keep away squirrels, or is it giving squirrels a fun ride before they have a little snack?
Insert those in here. But this thing is calibrated so that birds can sit on here and eat. But a squirrel hits it and it flies right off. It flings them off.
Yeah, look at check him out.
Look at that squirrel.
Dude, that would make Matt Barr like fucking run a red light right there.
Dude, Barr would. I should have sent this to Barr, telling him to look at this squirrel. Say, I'm bored, Barr. Look at this squirrel.
Where is Matt?
It's just that guy. He's like, fuck this. He's like, I know this battery. Like, he's like, I'm smarter than you think. I know this only has a AA in it. I'm just gonna run this thing fucking down and then fucking.
Yeah, he's bracing himself.
That's not a
Got his
quitter.
feet in it.
Yep.
Isn't it just mechanical? It's not an actual battery.
Somebody needs to edit in audio of them going.
Yeah, I mean, it looks like a blast.
I know. Did you really
does.
make an anti-squirrel bird feeder, or are you like? Is this the first attraction in your squirrel amusement park?
Imagine
It's like,
the
they keep coming back.
merry-go-round
It's weird.
as
They
a
don't get
kid
any fees.
in the park. If we had those kind of merry-go-rounds in the park as kids, you didn't have to spend time running in a circle just to get it going fast enough.
Yeah. Okay, you're gonna have to kick this, Jay, because this is melon, and I don't know how to stop the video.
I don't think you can. I think it's stuck here forever.
He's gonna kick. He's gonna kick the.
We
person.
always have to look at the.
Oh, look, Chad's back.
Yeah, he's
Oh,
been back, dude.
Chad's been back. Chad's
Oh.
been back.
Talking to you like a lot.
No, but I mean, like,
He's been back
Video-wise,
on video for
yes.
like a week.
I've been
video
back.
wise, I stopped looking after a while. After it was just the back of his screen for a while. So
Aw.
sorry.
Yeah,
Sue me.
no one pays
You've
attention
missed
to
all the good
Chad.
stuff.
What do you want to do? Fight about it? Sue me. Okay.
Where did Plago go?
Oh, man.
That's who was missing. Did he come back?
You had to drive, maybe, like, because it sounded like he was still at the movie theater. That's what the background ambient noise sounded
It
like.
did sound like he
I
was
saw
in the bathroom.
this new great movie, Shih Tzu Fighter.
Shih Tzu fighter.
Shih Tzu Fighter Ramen Common Slam Ding Dong.
Everybody was Shih Tzu fighting.
And it was awesome. I paid money for it.
Pay money for it. Pay money for all the movies I see almost.
I'm just kidding, Dan.
Oh, he's not listening.
Yeah, he's gone.
Yeah, he is. He's listening.
I like, look at all you guys.
He's always lurking. He's always there.
Like, you guys are a bunch of gatekeeping son of a guns.
I know. Nobody hit retweet.
Oh, I already retweeted. I did retweet this. I retweeted the moment it went live. That's why Fanta was in here.
Fanta, don't you wanna?
Wanna Fanta.
Fantanas, man. Hell yeah.
Santana, Fanta.
Carlos Fantana.
Carlos Fantana.
12:30. I think it's time to call it.
Oh,
I just got back. Come on,
Jay.
now. What's wrong with you? Gay.
Jay's getting ready to go to bed. He's turning into a pumpkin.
I guess we can hang out longer if you guys want. Like,
No,
I'm good.
No, you got no.
It's like, nah, I'm good.
Don't want to hang out with you anymore.
Dude, when you pull out
Billy,
the squirrel
Billy,
videos,
this
it's
is for
like
you.
Stream over, man.
Yeah.
Hey, that was a
right on.
bar. That was a bar trivia.
Jesus Christ.
Bedtime for Bot.
Bedtime for Bot.
I should
See,
see my
look.
wife sometime today.
Yeah, look
but
at
I
there
don't
he
know.
is. Yeah, look at that. Just drink a B12.
Damn.
You'll be fine.
Drew just
What-
busted out a
that's in a
fucking
teacup? What is
rabbit fucking quick as fuck.
That's his next children's book. Got the little bot going to bed.
Betty Bot. That's the name of the
No,
book.
mommy, I don't want to go to
Betty
bed.
Funky. Betty Bot.
My rabbit.
I like it,
Bitty
JBot.
bitty bug.
Look at that. Nice job, man.
Yeah.
Is that a bunny rabbit too?
It is. That's why I said I drew one last week.
Nice.
Oh, there you go. He's
Oh,
right.
that's a very damn it. What's that original Disney character?
Hunchback
Oswald?
of Notre Dame.
Thumper.
No, with the big ears.
Right, Oswald. Dumbo.
Yes, it looks like Oswald. Very
That's what
Oswald-esque. Yeah, I love
Oswald
that
the
style.
Lucky Rabbit.
Alding. Oswald the Denswald.
Dang it.
Oswald the unlucky rabbit because he wasn't the big breakout star.
I worked on Epic Mickey
Nice job.
with Oswald.
That's right.
And they did a
Oswald
short of
Cobblepot.
him on Disney like freaking last year. They did like one like little like 2-minute short, and I was like, "Where's all the other Oswald shit? You guys got the rights to him now."
Yeah. I've got a Oswald cartoon that was done through our studio that has never ever been published or anything anywhere. Bob Iger was so pissed off that we did it.
What studio is that?
It was called Junction Point Studio. We made the Epic Mickey games.
Oh, nice.
Didn't Warren Spector wasn't
Yes.
he one of the producers on that? Yeah, it was
Yes.
crazy because people were just like, "Wait, Warren Spector's doing a Mickey game?"
He's the one that
He pushed
paid.
one, right?
Yeah, he was the one that paid for the animated short because he wanted to try to get animation going in Austin too, along with our game studio. And all it did was infuriate Bob Iger because that money was spent.
So, for those who may not know it, Warren Spector is famous for creating the subgenre of video games called the immersive sim. He created his first game he created was called System Shock, and then like you guys may have heard the other games that kind of copied in its wake, like so BioShock. Any of those ones with shock at the end were they basically copied the game formula that Warren Spector created called the emergent sim, where we see it a lot now, but Tears of the Kingdom is very much an emergent sim where they give you an open sandbox and a set of rules and then expect you to just solve the game's issues in any way that you can based off of the tools that they've given you. So it was kind of weird to see him like do an Epic Mickey game. It was just like, wait, he does like weird like sandboxy sim games. Like he wants to do a Mickey game, and it was so like artistically out of left field from anything that I remember.
Right.
How just like bold it was. I was like, whoa, that looks for a Mickey game. That looks fucking cool as shit.
Yeah, there was a lot of pushback to make Mickey in that style where he was dripping, where his ears would have ink come off of him and stuff. Yeah. Interesting. We had a lawyer who turns out her full-time job is to just look over any models, like model sheet designs of the main Disney characters, Mickey, Donald, Goofy. So anytime merchandise is made or anything, she's the one that gives final approval.
What a job.
Yeah.
I really like the Mickey shorts. I don't know how old they are though.
Those are excellent. Those are
they look like old school Mickey.
It's really shocking that they were able to break the design because they were so adamant that it be done one particular way. You can't.
You're talking about the new ones that are on Disney Plus? Those are hilarious. Some of those are fucking hysterical.
Yeah, I was watching. They have the Mickey. There's Mickey on Disney Plus. It's like talks about the history of Mickey Mouse. And they have like 3 of the animators that came from like one guy's from Tarzan, one guy's from Beauty and the Beast, and I'm trying to think what the other one guy is from. And they do a little minute short of Mickey, and they're animating it as they're talking about the history of Mickey and stuff, and they're hand animating it. And they talk to those guys too. They talk to like one guy for a second that worked on Epic Mickey. Like he says something like da 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 da, because they were trying to bring Mickey back, and then
Right.
they talked to the Mickey Shorts guy, and he's like, apparently they have a rule book.
Yes.
And they're like, they didn't give me that rule book. So
Yeah.
he's like, I don't know how I got away with it. They didn't show me none of that. They're just like, do Mickey, and he's like, all right.
Yeah, the rule book, it's really actually, there's a reason behind it. If you could just draw Mickey willy-nilly, you will not hit the look of the character. There's actual basic rules that if you follow them, you'll hit the look. I mean, Mickey's eyes
That is
have to
so
be
true.
His eyes have to be a certain distance together. They can't be too far apart.
Well, and his ears can never move in 3D. Like his head is supposed to rotate in 3D, but the ears never rotate in 3D. They're at fixed positions, and they always stay in 2 dimensions.
Yep,
Dude, this is so true. I've tried. Go ahead.
No, we had it in our game. The Mickey's ears rotated and stayed with the camera, like facing the camera. Go ahead.
Oh, that's sick.
I have tried my entire life to draw that stupid rodent, and it is devilishly difficult to do.
Yeah.
I don't think that I have ever in my life, and I don't suck at art, but it's like I draw it and I try to draw it and I try to draw it and I try to draw it. He never looks right. It's like a freaking uncanny valley for a drawing.
Yep, there's little tricks to it. So if you learn the tricks, then you can draw Mickey every time.
That's why those people used maquettes like a lot of the time, just because they needed those little maquettes to like really stay on model, you know?
Yep, I can draw Mickey in 30 seconds to a minute. When we were working on the game, we spent 30 minutes a day at the beginning of the day before work drawing Mickey Mouse. His eyes are too far apart already, Drew.
See, that's my point. That's what I'm saying. It's
My,
like
I draw Felix. I can draw Felix the cat really well because I've drawn him thousands of times now at this point, where I know like where the eyes and crown of the thing meet, and like where his whisker thingies are supposed to meet right with the mouth and the eye, tangent right there.
So for 3 years, I drew him every single day for 30 minutes. And that was because we had to go. Sometimes we were sent to press junkets and would draw free Mickeys for the guests and stuff.
Fucking hockey over here. Jesus
Hockey
Christ.
nailed it.
Dude, it's like looking like at fucking a Disney animator at the table. It's like
it doesn't work. Go ahead.
Drew talks about his being uncanny. Drew's yours is almost perfectly on model. Hockey's is uncanny something.
Well, first off, Drew, the top ear needs to be a lot bigger, and the back ear needs to come down just a little bit more, and then you're close to the model. Yep.
Yeah, throw some tangents in there, Drew.
And then
you gotta have some variance of tangents.
Your nose needs to come back and down and be a little smaller. Not that nose, the whole beak.
The snout.
The whole snout. It needs to be a little stubbier.
Yeah.
It needs to be a little stubbier is what I'm getting at. Like it needs to come down right about below the eyes.
How's that lead erase, Drew?
How does it erase?
Yeah.
With an eraser?
Because I have a problem when I use the blue lead, that it's kind of tough to erase, and I use the Adler stuff.
And now you can do the nose. Yep, and then your eyes are still too far apart. Take that right eye and draw it closer.
This one?
Nope,
this one?
That one.
Yeah, draw it closer.
There you go.
Hey. That hurt my throat. I can't imagine Walt doing that for 20
good.
years.
And make that left eye a little bigger, and then you're good.
Look at you, Chad, fucking making shit happen.
Mm-hmm.
Chad and
I'm gonna cherish this forever.
We wouldn't draw him that wonky like that, but
Shadow art direct the shit out of you, bro. It's great.
Okay, I see where you're going with it. So
right.
yeah, yeah. No, I was born and raised in Orlando, and so like
Mm-hmm.
the moment I started drawing, people were like, "Can you draw Mickey Mouse?" I'm like,
Yeah.
"What? Fuck you." So, but I could never
Oh,
do it. I could
Jason,
never
this
get
is
it
so
right.
good.
Oh my god. Yeah, that one's really good. That one's pretty on mine as well. Jesus Christ. Yeah, you need to move the eyes
good?
closer
It's
together.
like
You
you're
need
both
to,
looking in a mirror.
It's an embellished snout.
okay, see the left part of his chin right there? I think it needs a few more hairs on the bottom of it.
I would,
Wow.
Drew. I would
Is
just
this,
fill in
San
his eyes
Francisco
black
Mickey?
all the way. Like,
Dude, that's a
not-
pretty spot
yeah.
on fucking
Well,
Mickey.
okay.
I don't
Does
draw
anybody
Mickey, and that's
recall?
pretty good. Oh yeah, the
Does anybody
Pac-Man
recall the
eyes.
old VHS cassettes you could get with Disney or with Disney Shorts?
Yes.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Okay,
Had, like,
so there's
sing-along
this
songs and shit.
mini documentary right at the beginning, and it has I think of iWorks actually drawing Mickey Mouse, in like a pencil. It's and it's like magical the way he's doing it. So
he was so fast. He drew one episode a week.
yeah.
Jeez.
So yeah, I can see why you'd go with just the
It
blank.
was what, like 700 drawings a day or something they were saying.
Yeah,
that dude was a machine.
Something ridiculous. Yeah, that's what
He
they were
does
saying.
not get enough credit.
I was watching another one that was like from 1950. That's the kind of the neat thing about Disney Plus is if you kind of know where to look. Like I watched the Mickey documentary, and then they had one with Walt Disney from like 1954. That's black and white, and then he's talking about like animation and the history of animation from like cave paintings up to, whatever. And then he talks about iWorks, but he also talks about like before he talks about Fleischer. And he gives like Max Fleischer like props and shit in the video. And I was like, what? And he's like, yeah, and he shows the Inkwell, some of the Inkwell cartoons, with the ink, the clown guy and stuff, chasing the fly. And so even then it's
This
like,
is
dude,
my
like
childhood Mickey drawing.
So all the stacks of Mickey drawings we did in the mornings, they would go to the human resources department, and they would give them out to kids in hospitals.
Oh,
nice.
Jesus Christ. God.
Yep.
That's
All right,
beautiful.
let me get your opinion here on my little bunny rabbit. Okay, so he's got a little alligator costume. Any recommendations or thoughts or notes?
It's not obvious that it's a costume per se. I mean, I see that you have some stitching up by the nose, but I would put an even more obvious like seam stitch right down the center of his snout.
I
with
would
some
do
like
more
oversized
blood.
stitching. Oh my god! Like some big oversized kind of cartoonist. Yeah.
And then
Yeah,
maybe
it looked
even
like he's just getting eaten by a gator.
yeah, maybe even for the eye, make the eye, if you can make the eye look like a googly eye or something, like make it look homemade, like it was a homemade costume.
Yeah,
that eye looks too real.
Yeah,
it looks too much like a
It looks like it's being eaten.
even a circle with an X in it eye might work too, just because it might make it kind of old schooly, with the X eyeballs.
Oh, like a stitched X.
Yeah, like a stitched X or whatever.
Oh, you know what? Make that eye a button, dude.
Oh, yeah, there you go, a button.
Bam!
Bam!
Yeah, you have to promise us you're gonna not put your campaign on Kickstarter now that we're helping you.
Oh my god! Jesus.
Are we still live?
Yeah, we've been live this whole time.
Yeah, we've been live this whole time. Yeah, there you go. There's Mickey.
I could end it. Nobody's watching.
There's Mickey. I missed the last version how it had some of the Zipatone in it. Can we put some Zipatone back in this one again, Jason?
Zipatone in this Mickey?
Mickatone.
Jason, that's a fantastic Mickey, dude.
I know, man. I'm a genius.
Dude, Wayshak would be super proud of you.
Wayshak would be proud of me.
Hockey's got some great stuff going on too.
I think my Mickey's pretty close.
He's got gains.
Yeah.
Mickey Muscle.
That's Mickey from New York, Disneyland, New York.
The Muckler.
Disneyland, New York. No, that's
I love
like
talking about Disney back when it was like good.
that's like he's the Mickey Mouse named after whatever that Muscle Beach.
Do you guys remember when that comic book actually came out, Uncensored Mickey? Came out in the 90s.
Yeah, I got a
And
copy
they were all
somewhere.
and they were all sealed in plastic bags with a black Mickey Mouse face on it. And basically, it was like some company had gotten the rights to republish all the old Mickey Mouse strips, and they put it into a comic book. And they're basically and they even sealed them in a plastic bag so that you couldn't open it up and look at it at the comic book shop. So it kind of made it like this already sealed collectible that you would buy. But basically, because it had a bunch of offensive shit in it, of like Mickey doing questionable like shit. But it was called Uncensored Mickey. Came out in the 90s. They were in like sealed bags and stuff. And it almost made you feel like, fuck, I can't break the seal on this because it came sealed. You know.
Now all those strips are reprinted as in the actual order in the books.
Yeah.
But
yeah, I bought a copy to open, bought a copy to save at the time. I remember that.
The kitchen sink versions are really awesome because the very first year of Mickey Mouse, Mickey tried to commit suicide 1 week because he thought Minnie was cheating on him. And he's like, "That's it. I'm going to end everything." And so he tried. Goodbye. So one day it was a shotgun tied to a chair with a string, and he missed. And then another day he's dropping himself in a river with a not an anchor, but one of those anvils. Yeah, an anvil. And he tried jumping off a bridge, and hanging himself was the last one. And all the little animals, little birds and stuff, talked him out of it, and then managed to turn the rope from around his neck into a swing, and he was just so happy after that. Like, oh, it's not so bad after all.
That's what I want my kids reading. Feel good stories.
Yeah.
It's actually really hilarious. I mean, it's really dark. It's only because he walked up to Minnie's house and saw the silhouettes in the curtain, and it looked like Mortimer Mouse and Minnie were kissing, but they weren't, at a different angle.
Yeah, well, that's pretty bad. That's kind of simpish. She's like,
yeah,
dude, you're Mickey Mouse. Go find another chick.
Yeah, go learn from Donald. And
What? Can I change the subject a little bit? What the hell is going on with the crowdfunding drama right now?
Let's cancel this stream.
Why don't we wrap it up real quick? Thanks everybody for coming.
My Mickey. You like my Mickey?
Oh, that's
I love that Mickey.
Everybody.
That's
oh gosh.
I've seen you do that style
We'll
one
end
before,
it
like
and
keep
keep chatting afterwards.
No, it's the
9-inch nails, Mickey.
Dark DM rooms.
We don't need an outro. That's cool. Anyway, night everybody.